Hare Krishna. Thank you, Damodar Chaitanya Prabhu, for that wonderful kirtan. Would like to welcome all of you for this wonderful celebration of His Holiness Radha Swami Maharaj 72nd Vyaspuja. So, in scriptures, Rupa Goswami basically he explains that one of the important limb of devotional service is taking shelter of spiritual master. Guru Padashraya. That is the foremost of our devotional practices. And scriptures, they explain the importance of Guru, who is a representative of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. And Prabhupada writes, he is a transference via medium. So, to get human form is rare. And in that human form of life, to get a spiritual master who is bona fide, who is coming down in parampara, that is most rare thing. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, his one of the favorite verse from Bhagavatam is Labdha Sudarlabam Idam Bahu Sambhavamte Manushyam Artadam Anityam Api Hadhira. This shlok which talks about the rare human form of life. So that was, and if we don't utilize this human form of life to achieve highest perfection, then this human form life is useless. Living entity, while journeying in this material world, he acquires unlimited sin. And Shukdev Goswami beautifully sums up the journey of living entity in this world. And when you journey, when you are on some journey, you acquire something. So similarly, in this journey, in this material world, we have acquired something. And how he sums up this? He says that living entity becomes Aghavan. Aghavan means the possessor of sins. So, how this Aghavan living entity, which we all are in that journey, in this material world, how he becomes Bhagyavan? Everyone wants to be Bhagyavan, isn't it? So, scripture says, Acharyavan Purusho Vedaha. When Aghavan living entities, they accept Acharya, a spiritual master, Acharyavan. When Aghavan becomes Acharyavan, he becomes Bhagyavan. So, that opportunity we all have received to take shelter, to become Acharyavan, and that is Srila Prabhupada's mercy, who has sent, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, who has sent his dear devotees to deliver the fallen conditioned souls like all of us. So today, one of his dearmost devotees, His Holiness Radha Swami Maharaj, Vyaspuja we all are celebrating. So before we begin all the offerings, we have to understand what is the meaning of Vyaspuja. So I request His Grace Haribol Anand Prabhu to come here and kindly let us understand what is the meaning of Vyaspuja. Hare Krishna.
नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमती राधानाथ स्वामी नामिने नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमती भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So to begin with, I would like to quote from Prabhupada. Prabhupada explains what is success in spiritual life. So we are celebrating, we have come together to celebrate 72nd Vyaspuja of Radhanath Maharaj. So Prabhupada says success in our spiritual life, this first canto, first chapter, verse number 8. It depends on satisfying and pleasing the spiritual master and getting his sincere blessings. So when do we get, the blessings of spiritual master and how we can actually celebrate Vyaspuja? Like Prabhupada, when he was in New York and he had a chest pain and it was almost like very close that he will leave his body. So he immediately called for, the photograph of his spiritual master. He kept it in front of him, Bhaktisansar Thakur. And he was very conscious of his guru. And he wanted to, if he had to leave his body, he wanted to see his guru photo and then leave. So Prabhupada also made this statement that any time in his life, it was not even a single moment when he didn't remember his spiritual master. So the Shastras explain who is an Acharya. Acharya means who knows the purport and the understanding of all the Vedic literatures. He practices in his own life and he gives to others. So Acharya means who knows the scriptures, who lives by it and he gives to others, that is an Acharya. So in Krishna book, where Krishna is discussing with Sudama, he explains who is the first spiritual master? Our Father. Why? Because of his mercy we have got this body. But Prabhupada in the Chitraketu pastime, he says we have got, millions of fathers in all different species. So our main father is spiritual guru. Because if you are talking about success, Prabhupada says people are mad after car, money and bungalow, houses. But he says these things cannot solve the problems of life. Second point, he says people do not know what is the problem of life. Third thing, he says people don't have spiritual education. So we know the problems of life is Janam Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. So success is not just material acquisitions. If we acquire all the material things, Prabhupada says in a fraction of a moment a living entity will be removed from that situation and placed in some other situation where he has nothing to do with money, car and bungalow. You can go into any other species. So he says success is when you practice spiritual life. So Krishna is telling to Sudama, now it's directly, his words. He is telling that there are two kind of gurus, initiating guru and instructing guru. Initiating guru is called Diksha Guru, instructing is called Siksha Guru. So he says there can be multiple Shiksha Gurus, but Diksha Guru is only one, right? So Prabhupada also mentions at the other place there is Pad Pradaksha Guru also, the Guru who guides us towards spiritual direction. Someone may bring you to the temple like that. So Ramanujacharya, when he was going towards Tirupati, so 2000 years back, so in the fields they asked one farmer that which way is the Tirupati, and the farmer showed and he left. Then Ramanujacharya paid prostrated obeisances to him. So the disciples were bewildered. They said, why you are paying obeisances to a farmer? You are an Acharya. He said, he is my Pad Pradaksha Guru because he is guiding me towards Balaji, Tirupati. So that's how important Pad Pradaksha Guru is. Now what Krishna is going to tell is very important for all of us, that both the Shiksha Guru as well as Diksha Guru are both my representatives. That means they are equal to the Lord. And they should be worshipped as much as I am worshipped, Krishna is telling to Sudama. Means the Guru is there, the Guru takes the responsibility of, taking the full responsibility to the disciple to make sure that he is delivered and he goes back to Godhead. One time one devotee said, Prabhupada, will I able to find you in the spiritual world? So Prabhupada said, don't worry, you come to the spiritual world, I will find you there. So Prabhupada, and there are many instances where Prabhupada, as an Acharya, as a Guru, explained about these concepts also. So Krishna further explains that how we can repay the debt of the spiritual master. So on the Vyaspuja, we should know this thing, how we can repay the debt of a Guru. In one way, Prabhupada said we can never repay the debt. But, in this section, there is also explanation that how one can repay the debt. Because what happened was Krishna and Sudama, they went to collect some wood and they were lost in the forest. One thing they did is, the whole night they were under the storm and all. So Krishna says we both were holding our hands very tightly. So very important. So Gauranga Prabhu explains holding hands tight means being always in association of devotees. Shiksha Guru and your peer friends, having good connections with them, always being with them. So in that situation, then in the morning when the Guru found that they have not reached, they came back, Guru came searching for them. Then he said, Guru tells very important, Sandipani Muni, very important instructions. Everyone likes to take care of his body. That's the first priority. But devotees like you, they are ready to take pains and troubles, for serving the Guru. So in that section, Krishna tells that our Guru blessed us. Why? Because he said, this is the only way of removing the debt of a Guru, by taking pain and trouble in service of Guru. So how many of you feel that getting up early in the morning is a little bit austere? Please raise your hands. Right? Yeah, everyone accepts. So that is the pain, that is what we should do, because ultimately to please the Guru, because there is no third element, either you are Krishna conscious or Maya conscious. There is no third way. So to avoid Maya, you have to, take this pain every day to please the Guru, do nice sadhana. And at multiple places, it says that among sense gratification, the highest sense gratification is sex life. Especially in the 6th chapter of Gita, 2 places Prabhupada says the highest sense gratification. To overcome that, every devotee needs to be very strong in the sadhana. And as Radhanath Maharaj, his Vyaspuja is there, he says we have to beg, we have to plead, we have to cry, we have to almost die while chanting, while praying, so that we get the mercy of the holy name, and by which we can overcome the sense gratification. So on daily basis we have to work. Just like if you are sick, then we have to daily take medicines. We all know that. So Prabhupada writes, to cure the mad mind, you have to take prasadam and hear Harikatha. So if you follow these 3 things, taking prasadam, chanting as early as possible, best is Brahma Muhurta, and third is hearing to the pastimes of the Lord. In Gita, in Bhagavatam, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, in Krishna book, all places repeatedly, this thing is explained, because none of the boys are disturbed by, I would say, now since it's a Vyaspuja and we have to please the Guru, we should know we will be able to please the Guru only when we have a pure consciousness. So for IYS, it's not difficult to overcome intoxication. Never intoxication is a big issue. Neither meat eating. No one comes and tells, Prabhuji, I saw an egg, I got disturbed. The white egg is very much disturbing to my mind. No. Nor, gambling. IYS never have money. Where question comes of gambling? So gambling is out, intoxication is out. No one sees a beer bottle and he says, Arey Prabhuji, uska shape dekh ke mera mind disturb ho gaya. So all these things doesn't happen. But the 4th principle, for that we need to work. So every day we need to practice strong sadhana, and by Lord's mercy, we will be able to confront, or we will be able to control, and then next day again we have to work hard. So in couple of places, hearing to the pastimes of the Lord is very, very important. So when we do that, then we get sufficient strength to save ourselves from different attractions and allurements from Maya. Prabhupada says it's war. Prabhupada says it's war against the material nature. So we all are in war, and you are also warriors in the battlefield outside. So many people get, shaheed also. They give up their life. So instead, to save yourself, we need to have, the proper consciousness. So the way to repay the debt of the spiritual master is, Krishna explains, to strenuously, do bhakti. Almost it is like tapyante loka tapena sadhuo parusojana. Its tapasya is there, but special tapasya to first practice and purify ourselves and then give to others. So with this, I will just tell you 1-2 short anecdotes of Maharaj. So there was some incidents which was happening in the temple, and Maharaj called Gauranga Prabhu and said, Gauranga Prabhu, this and this thing is happening, and he was shocked. And he said, Maharaj, someone came and told you about these problems? So Maharaj's reply was, I have learned my bhakti by seeing Ganges. So I don't need to be told anything, just by seeing I understand. So next time it was Gaurang Prabhu was solving some GBC issues, and he said, I put all my intelligence, and he's from IIT, we know how intelligent he is. But it doesn't come, solution is not there at all. And then he spent hours, he was not able to solve. And then he went to Maharaj, and Maharaj, just in few seconds, he gave the solution. And he says, many problems which doesn't have any material solutions, just because person is practicing pure devotion, Krishna just guides him through. One time there were meeting of Krishna Chandra Prabhu, Srinathji Prabhu, and Madhvanand Prabhu, CEO of Bhaktivedanta Hospital, and all the senior brahmacharis. And they were planning that how we can stop, people coming only for prasadam. They were like, people come for, not for katha, but only for this. So how to refrain them? And they had 2 hours meeting, and none of them could come with a conclusion, and Maharaj was going for a program. Then Srinathji Prabhu just requested Maharaj, we are not able to sort out this. So Maharaj just on the way, he said, start coupon system, and he left. So we have this Sundays, coupon system. So those who come late, they have to pay. So this was like a casual remark. So all the counselors came together and said, what the CEOs cannot think for hours, Maharaj in few seconds can do it. So Prabhupada explains why. He says, the more we engage in Krishna consciousness, our intelligence gets purified. The more intelligence gets purified, the intelligence is in touch with the super soul, and we can hear what Paramatma is inspiring. This is the link. More we practice Krishna consciousness, the more intelligence gets purified, and the more from Paramatma we can get direct. Dadami buddhi yogam tamyena mamupyantite. And then finally, one small instance that how Maharaj used to preach to different devotees. And Satyanand Prabhu, do you have 2-3 minutes more? So this is like, since it's IYS, so I will tell you one short story of IYS by Radhanath Maharaj. Maharaj would preach in the colleges, and there was, boys and girls together in America. And there was this one boy by the name Bill. He would every time come in the lecture reading one book from somewhere outside and start discussing with Maharaj and try to defeat the philosophy of spirituality. And Maharaj said, I used to only read Gita properly, and on the basis of Gita I would always defeat him. So he would always be morose in the class. Why? Because he was always defeated. His idea was to impress other boys and probably more of the girls. So then it happened continuously couple of times. One time Radhanath Maharaj came late for the program. So he sat on the Vyasasana. He started giving lecture. And what was his lecture? There are many vehicles.
Hare Krishna.
There are many vehicles like truck, you're very huge, makes a lot of sound. Then there are bikes, then there are some car or something. But the best is Mercedes. Very beautiful, very fast, no voice. So he said, I am like that, And, he was like glorifying, and he was a bodybuilder, so he started showing his photographs also. So all the boys and girls started getting really impressed, So in the meantime, Maharaj came and he saw from a distance that he is sitting on Vyasasana. So he called one of the boys on the side and he said, what did he say? He listened to everything. And then Maharaj went on the Vyasasana, he got down. So Maharaj started giving class. And he said, there are many vehicles, there are trucks, there are bikes, there are cars, and there are Mercedes also. But all of these cars ultimately go to garage, and ultimately they are destroyed. So everyone gave a big applause. And this Bill, again he got really frustrated, and he was so much frustrated. Next day he went to New Vrindavan, West Virginia, and in the farm community he came and started, fighting with the devotees, the brahmacharis there. And Maharaj got so annoyed. Maharaj said, he has such a daring that he is coming in our area and, trying to fight with us. So he said, okay, today he thinks he is a bodybuilder, I will challenge him for bodybuilding. So Maharaj took him, he said, okay, let's have a full on, practice, let's see who is stronger. So he was also ready because he was an athletic bodybuilder. So Maharaj on the way, he knew one thing, that this person is very difficult to defeat. Only one thing he will not be able to bear is the heat. Why? Because Maharaj was in India, and India, sometimes it becomes so hot, and Westerners cannot take heat. So Maharaj took him on the top place in West Virginia, And he said he locked the door and he put a lock and put the keys in his, he removed his dhoti and all and put a gamcha, and in gamcha he put the keys. And he said, okay, what do you want to do? He said, spot jogging. So Maharaj and he, they both started running for half an hour continuous. Then he said, what do you want to do? Push-ups. So, okay, 100 push-ups. So they both did 100 push-ups. Then they said, what is jumping jacks? Maharaj was asking us when he was explaining. So jumping jacks means you open the legs and you clap like that. So he said, okay, let's do 100 jumping jacks. Like this, Maharaj continuously went on for 2-3 hours, and it was like completely hot. And this person broke down in that heat. And he started taking the keys from Maharaj, Gamcha. So Maharaj said, what happened to your Mercedes now? So then he just took the keys, he went down, and he was like so much, burning with the heat. He went inside a shower and just sat under the shower. Maharaj said, I was more tired than him. So Maharaj just took the chair and sat on the chair. And just to tease him further, he just started, tapping his feet just to show that I'm still doing exercise. Although he was also equally tired and he was sitting on the chair. And then when he came down, this bill, he prostrated, gave obeisances, and he said, I surrender to you and I'll become your disciple. Hari Bol. He got initiated as a Bhima Prabhu, not our Jew Bhima Prabhu, another Bhima. So, through that whole incident. So, this is IYS preaching by Radhanath Maharaj. So, in conclusion, on Vyaspuja day, representative of Vyasdev, we just pray that we can sincerely follow his instructions on daily basis. And the most important instruction is to chant 16 rounds attentively and follow the regulatory principles and serve at the level best. And that's how we can actually serve all our gurus, especially our Siksha Guru also, because Diksha Guru will not be physically there so much times as Maharaj is always traveling. But even our Siksha Gurus, they are representatives of Krishna. So we should worship him accordingly and give him that kind of respect. Why? Sakshad Haritvena. Sakshat Haritvena, Samasta Shastra. All the Shastras say that he is Sakshat Hari, the Guru. And Yasya Prasada Bhagavad Prasada. And if you please the Guru, you get full mercy of Krishna also. Last final story, one of the drivers here, it was like Daruka is still, driving here, his friend, comrade, Garud. He was also serving. And he had such a struggling time in point of life that he had only 7,000 salary and he had wife with 2 kids. Basically, he didn't have surplus to, manage rice, dal, sabji, chapati also that much. So with that struggle, he was staying in Mira Road. I'm just giving a brief that he served sincerely. And right now, with his whole family, he's having a green card. He's settled in Seattle. Hari Bol. So, example which we can connect to. Yasya Prasada, Bhagavad Prasad. Thank you very much. Thank you for the organizers for giving a chance to speak. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Thank you, Hari Bol Anand Prabhu, for wonderfully making us understand about what is the meaning of Vyaspuja. By pleasing Guru, you can overcome the power of material illusion. And how we can serve the spiritual master by following his instructions. So today we are very fortunate. We have with us His Grace Rishikesh Prabhu. Rishikesh Prabhu is a disciple of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So let us welcome him in our traditional way by loudly chanting Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Prabhuji came in touch with Krishna consciousness in 1971, New York, Brooklyn Temple. And since then, he is serving in ISKCON, and especially from 23rd July 1971, he became the servant in the crew of Srila Prabhupada's servants crew. And he was cooking, he was serving Prabhupada menially. And he displayed the qualities of a disciple by serving the spiritual master. So he's there, he has also spent time with Maharaj. And he's there to address us. So we invite him to kindly shower your blessings on us, Prabhuji. So let us welcome Prabhuji once again by loudly chanting Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. So I could just say a few words because I have to leave very shortly. But I met Radhanath Swami, I think it was 1971. think it was 71. It was in West Virginia, New Vrindavan, West Virginia. And he was, had just come from India. So he had hair down to his backside. And he was just like a yogi. So when I saw him, I thought, oh, there's something special about this person. And so I stayed in New Vrindavan for some time. And I didn't have really much association. I only stayed there for a short time, actually, and then I went back to Brooklyn, New York, but he stayed there. Then periodically I would see him in India. I always felt that he was a special soul. There was something different about Radha Swami. And surely he has proven that to be true. Then I met Srila Prabhupada also in 1971. I had the good fortune of meeting Prabhupada in Brooklyn. I had read One Back to Godhead magazine. My brother actually gave it to me. He was a Buddhist, older than me. And he gave me the Back to Godhead. He told me to try these young people. Maybe you'll find what you're looking for. And so a week later, I joined the Hare Krishna movement, and I shaved up. I didn't know what I was doing. But then I waited, I think, 6 months before I actually took initiation. But I became impatient towards the end, and I thought I would leave. And just as I was going down the back fire escape, one temple commander caught me and said, no, Prabhupada is definitely coming next week. Please stay a little bit longer. So I decided to give it one more week. And sure enough, that was in July of 1971. So when I was going to get initiated, I was very badly having to go to the bathroom. I had to. So I was holding it in and holding it in and holding it in. And then I thought, oh my God, it's going to be so embarrassing if I pass urine in front of Prabhupada. Because the idea in my head was that if I go to the bathroom, then I have to take a shower, and I might miss my initiation. So I thought, oh, I just have to control my senses. So then I kept on doing, and then finally Prabhupada called me, and he gave me the name Rishikesh. And he spoke some very nice words. I mean, afterwards he quoted a verse, Chowpatty vinayamuktam tatparatvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhakti uchate. And it means that if we could give up all of our upadis, all of our false designations, I am this, I am that, I am a plumber, I am a doctor, all of these falsities, and understand that actually I am meant to give service to Rishikesh, to serve his senses with heart and soul, give everything to God, and then everything would be okay. So anyway, I've been around for a little while, and Krishna consciousness is quite an adventure. You learn many things along the way, and especially we learn about ourselves, and how much it really, to give yourself in surrender to God is not such a simple thing, especially because of especially for myself, who was very, very heavily conditioned in the West. Before coming to Krishna consciousness, I was actually very involved in the hippie generation and taking so many drugs, and so my mind went puggle. But by the grace of the Maha Mantra and the grace of Srila Prabhupada, even a mad dog can become corrected. So that's the grace of Srila Prabhupada, Lord Chaitanya, how they're transforming all of the world simply on the potency of chanting Hare Krishna. So we have an opportunity of a lifetime to take advantage of this, and all of you are young men, intelligent young men, and you could make so much progress in life if we really try to take advantage of what's there in Prabhupada's books, associating, hearing, chanting, and most importantly, to very, very seriously try to chant with heart and soul. When you chant your japa, really try to be there in the presence of God, because He's actually there, and He's just waiting for you to turn to Him. He's there at every moment, and then when we make that little contact, just the slightest contact, and we could feel the presence of Krishna through His grace, then everything is okay. So it's very simple. Krishna consciousness is so simple. It's just sometimes, many times, for me, the mind gets in the way. And we have to simply neglect the mind and keep on putting the mind on what's going to help me to go forward in my spiritual adventure. And it takes time sometimes, depending on our conditioning, how badly we were affected by the material world, how attached we are. We're all different, we're all individuals, and we're not all on the same level. Everybody's different, everybody's got their pace that they have to go at. And this is something that will become revealed to you as time goes by. You begin to understand where I belong, what I should do. Because we really can't try to artificially be something that we're not. It doesn't work. And eventually we come back to, we'll just be frustrated ultimately if we try to be something we're not. Okay, well, I really have to go, so I can't speak much more, and I really appreciate that you had me here to speak. Jai Srila Prabhupada, Srila Radha Swami ki jai.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for your kind words. Prabhuji spoke that he took BTG, now he is helping us to go back home, back to Godhead. Thank you, Prabhuji. So, as we go ahead, I request Rasikraman Prabhu to come and give his offering. Meanwhile, I request Varad Mait Prabhu to be ready. You can come this side and then you offer after Rasikraman Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Shri Radha Swami Maharaj ki jai. Hare Krishna. So, very grateful to the organizers, IYS. In the material realm, in the material world, people acquire a lot of qualifications. Sabne competitive exams diye ki nahi? Diye na? So we go through all of these competitive exams to get qualifications to become what? Master. है ना? Boss. Right? But in the spiritual realm, a lot of qualifications are needed to become a servant. And there are many competitive exams like JEE हो गया, civil services हो गया, and उसके लिए बहुत सारे institutes हैं to prepare you for those exams. So we have the uncompetitive exam of spiritual life, जहाँ पे envy की कोई जगह नहीं है, right? And for that exam, Shri Radha Gopinath Mandir is the institute started by His Holiness Radha Swami Maharaj to prepare all of us to become perfect servants. And Bhagavatam describes how difficult it is to crack this exam of spiritual life. Durapa hi alpa tapasa seva vaikuntha vartmasu. कि सेवा प्राप्त करना ये बहुत 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 बड़ा सौभाग्य है जो बिना sufficient तपस्या किए वो अवसर मिलता ही नहीं है. So that's a great fortune if we get a service and then if we have the right consciousness to do the service. So, so I'll just, my theme of my offering is that how Maharaj has prepared all the devotees to perfectly pass in this exam to become a perfect servant. तो मैं अभी क्वेश्चन पेपर लीक करने वाला हूँ, ठीक है, तैयार है ना? हाँ? लग नहीं रहा है, नहीं सुनना है. तो 4 क्वेश्चन आएंगे, वाई, व्हाट, हाउ और व्हेन. ये 4 क्वेश्चन रहेंगे क्वेश्चन पेपर में. और द गुड न्यूज इज महाराज ने सारे क्वेश्चंस का आंसर्स हमको देके रखा है. सो विल सी. सो व्हाट इज द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन? वाई टू बी अ सर्वेंट. तो हम तो बोलते जरूरत क्या है, बट महाराज हैज टॉट अस नॉट टू बी अ सर्वेंट बट बी servant of the servant of the servant of the servant, right? And agar if we put our hand on the heart and ki I am doing this service so that वहां से लोग सेल्फ या फोटो ले लेंगे मेरा, and I will be seen doing some special service, so then that's not the point of service. The point of service is that service is a great fortune. So महाराज हमेशा बोलते हैं कि devotional service means sincere, serious and without ulterior motives. So the service is just for the pleasure of Krishna, not for getting recognition or anything else. So that's the mood of service. The why of service is service attitude जो महाराज ने दिया है. और मैं एक छोटा सा पास टाइम भी आपको बताऊंगा महाराज का. Like it was my first interaction with Maharaj. The year 2009 मायापुर यात्रा था. उस समय मैं IIT बॉम्बे में M.Tech कर रहा था. So गौर हरिप्रभु के अंदर हम लोग सब स्टूडेंट्स ने एक ड्रामा किया था. गौरी प्रभु बने थे, हमारे अरविंद बहादुर प्रभु भी थे उसमें. गौरी प्रभु had become श्री चैतन्य, Lord Chaitanya, निमाय पंडित, and he is going to Gaya to be, for श्राद्ध. और जर्नी में सब उनके स्टूडेंट्स तमाल गोपाल प्रभु, अरविंद बहादुर प्रभु थे, and I was सची माता. तो गौरी प्रभु ने मुझे बोला कि तुम सची माता बनोगे. मैं बोला लेकिन मुझे साड़ी कौन बनाएगा, because I had plans to become a brahmachari. तो मैं बोला प्रभु जी कोई माता जी नहीं पहनानी चाहिए. तो प्रभु जी ने चिंता मत कर मैं पहनाऊंगा. So I said okay. And in the यात्रा एक्चुअली जस्ट बिफोर द ड्रामा, मतलब थोड़ी देर पहले मुझे कॉल आया प्रभु जी का, बोले कि गदा बिल्डिंग सो एंड सो रूम में आ जाओ, मैं आ रहा हूँ. तो मैं पहुंच गया और गेट खोला कृष्ण चंद्र प्रभु ने, मिस्टर माफतलाल, उन्होंने खोला और उनकी वाइफ राधा प्रिया माता जी दोनों थे. और प्रभु जी बोले कि डोंट वरी वी आर लाइक योर मदर एंड फादर. मैं बोला वो तो ठीक है, गौरव प्रभु किधर है? नो नो ही इज कमिंग, वी आर लाइक योर मदर एंड फादर, सो वी ड्रेस यू. तो माता जी ने मेरे को साड़ी पहनाया, सची माता बनाया. मुझे देखना है मीडिया. सो एवरीथिंग हैपेंड, देन वी डिड द ड्रामा. आफ्टर दैट महाराज केम टू मीट ऑल द क्रू. और सबसे एक से जो भी 8-10 मेंबर्स है सबको हरे कृष्णा, थैंक यू थैंक यू. मेरे से पिछले जो डिवोटी थे उनको भी थैंक यू बोला. मेरी हार्ट बीट इंक्रीज हो रही थी. फिर अचानक से मुझको छोड़ के मैं अगले डिवोटी पे चले गए. क्या हुआ, मैंने क्या गड़बड़ किया, व्हाट हैपेंड? सो आई फेल्ट मे बी महाराज नेग्लेक्टिंग मी, रिकग्निशन, राइट? एंड देन महाराज सबसे बात करके फिर गौरहर प्रभु से वापस बात किए. एंड देन ही वाज गोइंग एंड देन ही टर्न्ड अराउंड, लुक्ड स्ट्रेट इन माय आईज एंड सेड you can remain like this as Sachi Mata. So recognition or no recognition, कभी मिलेगा कभी नहीं मिलेगा, but service नहीं रुकना चाहिए. So that is the why of service. The what of service is sensitivity. We cannot know what is the service unless we understand the desire of the master, right? So Bhagavatam says uttam chintito kurya. The best servant is someone who just when the master thinks कि मुझे दूध चाहिए वो लेके आ जाता है. उसके प्रोक्त कार्य जो तू मध्यमा, बताया जाए फिर करे वो सेकंड क्लास सर्वेंट. और अधमा अश्रद्धया कुर्यात्, बताया क्या है प्रभु जी सब ऑर्डर झाड़ते रहते हैं, कोई बात नहीं करना ही पड़ेगा. दैट इज थर्ड क्लास सर्वेंट. एंड फोर्थ क्लास सर्वेंट इज हु विल नॉट डू इट. सो एनीवेज द फर्स्ट क्लास सर्वेंट महाराज हैज taught how to become sensitive servant. He says to love means to serve, and to serve means to please, and to please means to understand what the object of our love needs. So this is what Maharaj has taught. And one of the physiotherapists of Madhav Prabhu, son of Adikeshwar Prabhu. He was telling that Maharaj had a very severe low back pain, and he was, they came and kind of checked Maharaj, and they said, Maharaj, you should sleep on a soft cushion, and they got a soft cushion for Maharaj. And Maharaj saw it. Maharaj said, I cannot use it. Maharaj, why? All my brahmacharis are sleeping on, wooden floor. If they don't have soft cushion, how can I have? So that is His Holiness Radha Swami Maharaj's sensitivity to such a degree. So if we become sensitive, we will also understand what service is needed by our master. Okay, so answer करेंगे ना सर? Why is service attitude? What is sensitivity to understand the needs of the master? And the third is how. So Maharaj says sacrifice. Attention to detail is the, क्या सुना नहीं क्या महाराज की lectures? Is the sign of love. So Maharaj ने सिखाया है कि devil is in the detail. A servant, he goes into the detail how best to serve. And Maharaj kitni baar he speaks about the Gundicha Mahajan pastime, how Lord Chaitanya went into so much detail to clean the Gundicha temple. And Radhanath Swami Maharaj does that Gundicha Mahajan through his lectures, जिसमें हमारे हृदय की सफाई करते हैं, जिसके द्वारा हमारा हृदय पवित्र बनता है, so that Lord will come and appear in our heart. So Maharaj gives so much of attention to preparing his lectures. So like recently we were part of a team where we are kind of extracting some content from Maharaj's lectures, and he was telling us that I'll just read. I put my heart, soul and life in my talks. I give my life to the people who are there. Sometimes I feel this lecture, I am on the deathbed and I want to give everything to the devotees. So how much he prepares for the lectures. So uska experience मुझे एक बार हुआ 3-4 years back. नित्यानंद त्रयोदशी के पिछला दिन वराह द्वादशी होता है. So that day Maharaj was very sick actually. So doctor had suggested you should take a massage. But Maharaj said, I want to read Chaitanya Bhagavad. I cannot. So then Maharaj ko convince kiya, Maharaj, you have to take, otherwise it is not good. So Maharaj said, okay, I will take, but someone has to read for me. So then मैं उस दिन लीलामृत पढ़ रहा था, तो ब्रजचंद्र प्रभु ने मुझे बुला लिया. अचानक से मेरा मोबाइल ले लिया. मैं बोला क्या हो गया? तो बोले अभी आपको महाराज के लिए पढ़ना है. So then I went into the room, sat, and Maharaj came in, the Masuar came in, and pin drop silence. Maharaj bole, start reading. So my heart again racing. Then I started reading and I was thinking, किसके लिए पढ़ रहा है भाई तू? कोई बिल्कुल focus. Don't even think you will speak this sometime in the Vyaspuja. So I was fully focused, started to read, and then उसमें जैसे ही पहला चैप्टर जो मैं पढ़ रहा था उसका लास्ट पैराग्राफ आया. Maharaj said, after this read that chapter. The first chapter which I read was about the childhood pastimes of Lord Nityananda Prabhu. So मतलब पैराग्राफ खत्म होने से पहले मेरे महाराज को पता था कि ये अभी खत्म होने वाला है. So he said that read that chapter where Lord Chaitanya meets Lord Nityananda. So I understood how much he has memorized by heart. And then I was reading the next chapter, and then there the pastime where Lord Chaitanya becomes Varahadev. He takes the form of the mood of Varahadev. And Maharaj का full massage चल रहा है, एकदम strong built American आदमी जो है devotee, he was doing massage. Maharaj is fully absorbed in hearing. और Maharaj immediately starts kind of laughing and saying, so auspicious, today is Varaha Dwadashi. So I was reading, but I was not conscious कि आज Varaha Dwadashi, but Maharaj पूरा full massage में he is conscious. And then it went on. He was and मैं कहीं पे भी वो Masuar was talking to Maharaj, so I stopped. Maharaj looked at me. You continue reading. So I kept on reading, and finally पूरा पढ़ के फिर महाराज का मसाज हो गया. He took a bath and he told प्रसाद भी इधर ले बचन को बुलाया. And even while taking prasad I was reading. After that he embraced me and said, excellent reading Prabhu, like that. So that was the embrace I will always cherish. और नेक्स्ट दिन में क्लास में बैठा, मुझे पता है महाराज क्या बोलने वाले हैं मैं बोला वही तो बोलेंगे बट टू टेल यू द ट्रूथ उसमें से महाराज जस्ट 2 लाइन बोलेंगे. सो दैट्स द डिटेल महाराज गोज एंड everything that he spoke is from this, Chaitanya Bhagavat, Chaitanya Charitamrita, verbatim. But this is the detail in which he goes, right, to prepare for the lectures. So how of service, going to the detail. And finally, the when of service. So service is to be done now. So इसके लिए एक बात जीवी में महाराज जब भी आते हैं तो वो सब कंस्ट्रक्शन कितने सारे बिल्डिंग्स वगैरह हैं तो the construction team comes to Maharaj and gives report and they are always delayed. तो एक बार उन्होंने ठाना कि we have to get everything completed before time. So when Maharaj comes, we will present to Maharaj, Maharaj, this done already, this done already. So they are presenting and then Devarshi Narad presented and then he said, Maharaj, this Yogshala is, we are ahead. So by when do you want it to be completed? Maharaj said, yesterday. So that's how the servant should always be on his toes to deliver before the master expects. So that is the suppleness of a servant. तो why का क्या आंसर है? Service attitude. What? Sensitivity. How? Sacrifice, attention to detail, and when? Suppleness. So with this, I'd like to express my deep gratitude and obeisances to His Holiness Radha Swami Maharaj. His Holiness Radha Swami Maharaj ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you, Rasigraman Prabhu, for making us understand what is the meaning of servant, why to be servant, how to be servant, when to be servant, and what to be servant means. As he was speaking, I remembered Maharaja's basic everyone wants to be master in this world. And he was explaining that we all give a competitive exam and we want to be a master. So one time a celebrity came to meet Maharaj and Maharaj was in a lawn. It was in Amritsar. So all the devotees, the group of devotees were sitting, that celebrity was also sitting. And that celebrity came, met Maharaj and he was explaining his glories. Maharaj said to him, took a blade of grass and told him that you should be humble like this blade of grass. This one thing he spoke. And then the group of devotees, they came and they were explaining and they were glorifying another devotees. And one of the devotees, he said, Maharaj, that devotee is so great. I want to be like that devotee. And another devotee, he was glorifying another devotee. He said, Maharaj, I want to be like that devotee. After everyone spoke in that group, so Maharaj, after the talk, he took out one blade of grass and he said, I want to be like this blade of grass. So that is the nature, the second nature or the first nature of Maharaj, to be humble, to be servant. So as Varat Prabhu is not there, so I request Tushar Prabhu to come and give his offering. Meanwhile, I request Baldev Shakti Prabhu to be ready.
Hare Krishna. Respected Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. I was fallen in the dark well of ignorant material life at college hostel. Then one day, your sincere disciple, Sachisucharan Prabhu, invited me for weekly Bhagavad Gita class conducted inside hostel by Avatarila Prabhuji. Through them, I came in contact with Shri Radha Gopinath temple, and there first time I saw you sitting on Vyasasana and singing Radha Madhav. And then you started Srimad Bhagavatam class. After listening to your pure Vani, first time I heard proper understanding of who is Krishna, what is this material world, what is devotion, who am I, what is bona fide Guru, and most importantly, who is Prabhupada and what is his timeless contribution to this world. By your personal example, you are teaching the world what it means to be a proper Vaishnava. You are reservoir of all divine qualities, and my endeavor to describe them is like counting particles of sand on entire earth. Out of those, your quality of being Sarkrai really transformed my life. I used to justify my ignorance about spiritual life by saying that I do not have that much time. I am a busy person. But by listening to your classes, I started understanding what is the essence of huge gamut of Vedic scriptures. One time when question was asked to you, what is most important thing needed for spreading mission of Lord Chaitanya and Prabhupada, you gave very simple two-word answer, that is systematic training, which you have established through your disciples in the form of base, VTA training, counselor system and different programs in temple. When I came to this temple, I saw your disciples who are practicing. I saw them reading scriptures with proper understanding. So I saw here proper balance of Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. When we have Guru without Sadhu and Shastra, then person becomes blind follower. And we have only scripture without Guru and Sadhu, then person becomes kind of blind philosopher. And we have only, when we do not have Sadhu and we have only Guru and scripture, then person become kind of blind practitioner. But here I saw proper balance, which makes us a bona fide follower because you are bona fide spiritual master. It makes a bona fide practitioner because you have many genuine bona fide sadhus as your disciples. And through them we get proper approach to our scripture, which makes a bona fide philosopher at our own level. By conducting annual yatras through your Vani, you reveal dhams like Mayapur, Vrindavan, Jagannath Puri. There I first understand dham is not material structure. It's not big temples, but dham means to serve sadhus and do harinam. By coming in contact with your disciples, I got facilities to serve Vaishnavas, Prabhupada. I learned what is ABCD of Krishna consciousness, that is association, books of Prabhupada, chanting harinam, and always have Vaishnava Prasad. I am very grateful to you and your disciples for connecting me with Prabhupada Vani and his books, which give light to those who are trying to walk on the path of bhakti and helps us to overcome enemies of lust, greed, pride, anger, envy and illusion. It is said that Srila Prabhupada created the home where entire world can live, and you are teaching us how to live in that home. You are aspiring Sarvandam Sarvan Tushar. Thank you.
Thank you, Tushar Prabhu, for those beautiful words. He made a beautiful point that I was justifying my ignorance, that I am busy, and how the Guru Vani, the words of spiritual master, cut through those illusions, those ignorance, and make us understand what is reality and what I am. So, thank you. And the beautiful point of a blind follower, blind practitioner, and blind philosopher. That is, so when we get connected to a bona fide spiritual master, so all this blindness goes away. And then Om Ajnana Timirandhas Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militamena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. So that light of knowledge comes to us and we can practice and walk on that path, which is very difficult to walk on. Surashadhara. But we can reach to that destination by the help of spiritual master. So as Baldev Shakti Prabhu makes his offering, I request Shubham Gole Prabhu. Is he there? Shubham Prabhu, you be ready.
नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामी नामिने नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी विचारेन्द्र विशेष निवार्य पाश्चात्य हरे कृष्ण. I'm really grateful to authorities for allowing me to speak. It's the first time that I'm speaking. Hare Krishna. So, thank you Guru Maharaj for accepting me first of all. So I would like to, as Prabhu has mentioned to Shah Prabhu, that Prabhupada made a home where an entire world can live. So actually I was just trying to ponder when I was told that you are supposed to speak. So I was just pondering that what is the contribution. So I just saw that Maharaj's journey home, that itself, when that term comes home, the literal meaning of that word home is shelter. So just by Maharaj's book, The Journey Home, that book has given shelter to many people, may not be in particular home temple, but all throughout the world, it has given shelter to many people. So that's what is a home. And that's how everyone is actually in that particular home that Prabhupada has made. And Maharaj's contribution is to next level. So I'll just give you the nearest example of one of my relative. So my cousin sister, she had come to Mumbai. She stays in Ayodhya. So she came to Mumbai 2014 for my sister's marriage. So she happened to come. So when she was leaving, I just handed over Journey Home book. She was asking some book. So I said, this is the best book that I felt. So she started reading to Chowpatty. So there is a culture in North that whenever they sit for puja, so they read Ramayana, Mahabharata or some Bhagavad Gita. When they do Aarti, along with that they sit with book. So they read. But my sister, every day she used to read Journey Home that time. So she used to sit with book. So whenever she used to read, she used to call me, Abhi Maharaj idhar poche, Maharaj idhar gaye. So I was like more enthusiastic to listen than she wanted to speak. So I never actually felt that my sister, which I've never met actually. That's the first time that I met her in Mumbai. So that was the first interaction. But the moment she read Journey Home, I also never imagined that she's going to start chanting rounds. We started chanting rounds, and within 6 months, she started chanting 16 rounds just by seeing the way Maharaj was revealed, the Hare Krishna Mantra, through Mother Ganges. So she was literally fascinated. So that time I was just trying to understand, actually Maharaj is trying to prove that statement of Maharaj that he is creating a home where an entire world can live. That was the example. And then another example, the later part of Maharaj's journey, when he came to Sri Radha Gopinath temple. So this is actually the home that people know that it is Maharaj's home, Sri Radha Gopinath temple. So this is also a home wherein Maharaj allowed person like me to stay, which is the most unqualified person. And what made, as I said, the word home means shelter. So what makes this particular place give shelter to everyone? And that Maharaj had proved by different aspects in this temple. First of all, shelter means Maharaj taught us holy name and Harikatha. So just to give those two things, which is actually going to give shelter to everyone in this world, Maharaj has made such an amazing temple hall that no one can say that I cannot take shelter of holy name and Harikatha. No one can give this reason that I cannot focus only. The moment I entered first time in Prerna festival in temple hall, I literally felt that this is not in this world only. When the air conditioning, kirtan and all those vibrations. Just so that everyone should be focused in hearing whatever is being told here, and everyone should focus in Harinam that is being chanted here. The vibrations are such that no one can say that I did not feel shelter only. So people literally feel that actually this is not part of this world, and I am literally feeling that shelterness in this particular place. So I've met many people, those who have visited many other temples also. But they say when we come to ISKCON Chowpatty Radha Gopinath temple, we feel like we have come to home. And this comes by the way Maharaj has actually trained this devotee. Maharaj said, whoever comes to this temple, he is guest of Sri Radha Gopinath temple, Radha Gopinath ji. So no matter what is your mood, you need to take care of that guest because he is Radha Gopinath's guest. So in that mood, when devotees actually treat people here, they literally feel that it is not a temple, it is a home. And for that, Maharaj has set such a nice size sound system that the only focus was, I remember that past time also, wherein Madan Gopal Prabhu was a sound system in charge. So Maharaj literally pulled out that wire, asking Madan Gopal Prabhu, what is this? So Madan Gopal Prabhu said, Maharaj, it is wire. So Maharaj was inside his, mere ko bhi malum hai wire hai karke. So what is this? So Maharaj said, Madan Gopal Prabhu said, wire. see, this is nerve and veins of Harinam Prabhu. So do whatever you want, but get such a nice sound system that no one should be distracted by sound system, and everyone should be able to take the shelter of holy name Harikatha that is happening here. So Maharaj has created everything so that everyone can take shelter, and that's how actually people come here and they feel that it is the home that Prabhupada has created, and everyone can take shelter no matter whether physically or not. That is why I feel that this is something, and he is the personality who has actually come just to give shelter to everyone. I just remember that incident also wherein one of the devotee, he wanted an astrologer to see the Kundali of Maharaj. But then he said, Maharaj won't be coming to you and showing you your hand and all those stuff. You have to make out from yourself. So he said, I'll do, that's not an issue. So he actually figured out, he saw Maharaj's personality. At that very moment he said, what I can understand from my knowledge is, this personality is not of this world, and what I can sense is, since last 7 lifetime, he has been coming just to give shelter to the people in this material world. That's what he said. So I was like literally goosebumps came to my body that this personality, Guru Maharaj is not an ordinary person. He has come to actually give shelter to everyone. And the moment I am really grateful to Bhakti Tit Maharaj that actually insisted Maharaj to write a Journey Home book. So many devotees, when they give GOSD course, they recommend 2 books. One is Journey of Self-Discovery, Discover Yourself. Second book they recommend is Journey Home, because it's a story and people read. Many people, they feel that actually I'm not a good reader. But the moment they open the Journey Home book, they start realizing that maybe kuch kam nahi ho raha. I mean, I can also read books, and people do get confidence. So actually, many people, those who have read Journey Home, they actually felt like Maharaj should be part of their journey also. That's the ultimate result that people get after reading Journey Home book. I mean, like, there is no end to how much we can speak about Maharaj. It's like unlimited qualities Maharaj has. So I'm really grateful to authorities for allowing me to speak, and I'm really grateful to Guru Maharaj for accepting me. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Baldev Shakti Prabhu, for reminding us about how this home, this temple, is a shelter for each one who visit here. So today afternoon only, one boy and girl, they were just standing outside when our Trivikram Maharaj had come, and they were just observing what is this, and all the devotees were dancing there. And I saw that these boys, both of them are watching, and they are confused at what going on inside. And I invited them, like, come inside and just take part in this kirtan and all this. And from 2 o'clock, they were till there, 6 o'clock. First time they are coming, and they were so mesmerized after, they were leaving, they were saying, such a wonderful place is this. So this is the theme also, how this home, this shelter has come about. Here if you see, this decoration over here, we have this theme of how this temple came about. So this was Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, when he had first time visited Mumbai, and he had given discourses, his classes in Babulnath Mandir. So then that time he had spoken about we should have something here. Then Prabhupada comes in picture. Prabhupada was here in Mumbai, just next to Grant Road. And Prabhupada also served here, establishing Gaudiya Math. And one time, after preaching all over the world, Prabhupada comes to Bharati Vidya Bhavan. And there he says that we should have one temple here, pointing towards Babulnath Mandir, in this lane. And in 86, 87, we see that Prabhupada's desire, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur desire, manifesting in the form of this Shri Radha Gopinath temple, which has become shelter for hundreds and thousands of devotees all over the world. So, as Shubham Prabhu makes his offering, I would like to invite Arvind Madhav Prabhu after Shubham Prabhu makes his offering.
Hare Krishna. So, So I have seen Maharaj at a very young age, like when I was in 7th or 6th standard, when I did not understand English properly. I just used to count the number of and thus that Maharaj used to speak in his lectures. So, but the feeling was like when once you see the personality, you just understand, oh, this something, some magic is going on. And so from that days, I have like somehow kept connected to the movement. And then when I started understanding, I started really appreciating what knowledge the movement on Maharaj was sharing. So I would just like to emphasize on 3 points or 3 instructions of Maharaj that have helped me to be in, to keep in this movement and continue my devotional service. So the first point is local connectivity. So I have always seen Maharaj emphasizing a lot on have been locally connected or following local authority or serving a local temple. So Maharaj says that whenever you are in local association of devotees, the association of devotees is like a fort. It won't allow you to get defeated. So this has personally helped me a lot wherever I have been. So if I go to any place where I stay for more than 15 days, the first thing that I will do, I have been to Nagpur, Goa, Bangalore, Mumbai of course. So the first thing that I do if I stay for more than 15 days there, I will figure out the nearest ISKCON temple, the devotees there, and try and keep connected with them. So this has helped me so much that I have never feel alone. Wherever I was, I could continue my bhakti at that place. So this local connectivity point has helped me a lot. The second point is integrity. Integrity in all aspects of life. So we have seen Maharaj emphasizing a lot on integrity always. So like the very statement you all would have heard is earn with integrity and spend with compassion. So that is one aspect of integrity. The other very good line that Maharaj says is greatness of a person is known by his ability to tolerate provoking situations. That is other aspect of integrity. Wherein integrity and truthfulness, these are both different things. Truthfulness is something that you show to the world. But integrity is something which is internal to you. You don't have to show it to someone, but you know how integral you are. And maintaining your integrity is your responsibility. So I have learned this, like I have seen while reading Journey Home, all of us know how Maharaj has maintained integrity, integral character throughout his life. And through Maharaj's disciples, we can see how the devotees have been maintaining integrity. And that's what inspires me to keep continuing the movement. The third point that inspires me a lot is again care and the counseling system. So philosophy and principles, these are foundations of life, foundations of spiritual life. But at initial stages in bhakti, what inspires you is the care and the love that the devotees give you. That is how you feel connected. And then once you are, you feel that you are in a family of very good people, then you start taking up to the philosophy. That's how I came in. So this is nowhere in the world, like not in corporate, not in school, not in colleges, never you will find so heart-touching people that you have in the community of Radha Gopinath. So they have given us so much care and love. Like since my childhood days, I have been in touch with so many people, and only thing I have received from them is care and love. They never expected something in return. So these 3 points, if you see, the first is L for local program. The second is I for integrity. And the third is C for care and counseling system. You see it is LIC. So many people may have their insurance in the material world. They have their material LIC which protects them from fall down in this material regime. But our Gurudev, if we follow this LIC, he is our spiritual insurance, provided we pay our premium, that is our sadhana bhakti. So this is how. So yeah, this is how this LIC has inspired me, and I pray for Maharaj's physical well-being, and I am deeply, sincerely grateful to him for creating such a wonderful community that is giving shelter to so many people and also giving shelter to me. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Shubham Prabhu, for realizing us our LIC policies. So keep paying your premiums, otherwise it may lapse. So he made a beautiful point that how care aspect is very important. In the beginning, we don't realize what is philosophy. We don't realize what is self-realization, isn't it? But what we realize, only thing is how much you are caring. And as somebody said, once Gaur Gopal Prabhu was saying this, that I don't know, I don't care how much you know. I know how much you care. So this is very important aspect, and that what Maharaj always emphasizing, that caring for the devotees. And he's the one person who started, who initiated this, that caring for everyone who is connected to Krishna. But not only caring who is connected to Krishna consciousness, but even in general. The pure devotee means paradukha dukhi. And that compassion flows everywhere where he sees pain. So, as Arvind Madhav Prabhu makes his offering, I request Vivek Prabhu from VTA to be ready.
Hare Krishna. So, as the devotees are saying that this is the home, shelter that Maharaj has created. And this, it's not just the community, but even this home, practically this temple. Maharaj is the engineer who has actually built this. He is the engineer for this temple also and for this community also. So, as everyone knows, this building is 125 years plus old. In 1925, this building was acquired by these two gentlemen, which you see on the near the shoe stand. And that time also, this building was 10 to 20 years older. So this concern was always there, that the building is getting dilapidated, and we are not getting any good structural engineer. This has been case. Gaurang Guru also previously brought many structural engineers. They used to come and see the building and ask for the drawings, and there is no drawing. So just by hearing that they will run, so many years we didn't get any structural engineer. Then, but this concern was really serious, and some stones are cracked here and there. So it was really becoming a concern, and it was discussed. And 2018, I suppose, that time the devotees came together and they said, we're not sure whether it is safe to dance. So many people together dancing. And this vibrates. When dancing starts, so either projector start vibrating. So this concern was there. So this went to the extent that management devotees decided we can't do festivals in the temple hall. And many may be remembering one festival we have done in the courtyard, Balaram Jayanti, and Maharaj was not there. Maharaj was in the west. And then he came here. So the devotees decided, no, we have to explain that we have stopped festivals in the temple hall. So that time, Dauji Prabhu was also not there. The Baldev Prabhu was there. Keshav Chandra Prabhu was there. They are supposed to go to Maharaj. Baldev Prabhu said, you have to come, you have to explain. He said, I don't know anything about the structure. I have not interacted with the structural engineer also. So you explain what you want to say. So then they took me there, and when we went there, so the Maharaj started before asking what are the problems. So Maharaj said, this temple I know right from the beginning, and right from the every corner of this temple, every brick of the temple, I know. So I need not to hear the report. So I know the temple, I know the structure, he said. And he said, ki, this temple hall, which has been supported so strongly, and so many beams have been put here, and I have personally supervised that. I know what how it is strengthened. So we said, Maharaj, but we have not, new engineer which is appointed, he is undergoing the whole investigation, and we expect to come the report. We don't have any report. So Maharaj said, if the temple hall is safe, there may be some issues in outside. So you do your research. So then the whole exercise was done. All the false ceilings were opened. So many times you see false ceilings open here and there. So you understand some investigation is going on. So then after the whole investigation, we spent few lakhs, and then we got the report, and he said the same thing, that the temple hall is safe, and the remaining things need attention. So Maharaj is that structural engineer, right? He knows in the beginning only. And he is not just for the building, he is the structural engineer for this community. And he knows the nuances of these communities, and he emphasized, therefore, the foundation of community as a foundation, as a sadhana, then the association and loving dealings among devotees. So these are the critical principles, care, devotee care. So these are the things he has really emphasized to build this community. Another aspect was mentioned of the attention to details. So when this hall, besides this Bhakti Siddhanta hall, when this hall was, we are about to renovate, because somehow my service is repairs and construction, so I get into these activities. So much cost is there. Per square feet, I think around 1 lakh rupees per square feet, something is there. So we wanted to have 2 floors. There should be loft, just like in the base classrooms, above the loft is there. So we wanted to have loft. So 2 classrooms above, 1 classroom below, like the 3 classrooms we wanted to make. And the Maharaj was not there. We started everything. Before Maharaj comes, actually it was planned to complete. So we have put the loft beams and all, and the Maharaj came that time. Maharaj came, and then we gave whole round. So Maharaj saw this. So he heard that we are going to make loft there. And then he took whole round, and in the round he explained. So there was a loft here in Bhaktivedanta hall, here. And he said, that time also, so they wanted to keep it. So I said, remove it. Right. Then the backside also, this LNH students' loft was there. When the round 3 times repeated, and then he said, I am anti-loft. Another was that we made bathroom inside. This hall you see, there was a bathroom made inside. Well, it was complete, walls were done. So then Maharaj said, what is this? We need a bathroom here because marriage happens and there are no bathrooms for even the bride and groom. So I wanted to have this bathroom there. So Maharaj saw that, and hall, Maharaj like this open space, open hall. So he said, do you really need here? So everyone was there. Base IYS के लिए भी चाहिए था, IYS night stay के लिए, right? Govindas के party के लिए भी चाहिए था. So everybody wanted bathroom, but Maharaj was not happy with having that. So but no, everyone said we need. So then Maharaj said not even an inch should come. So whole round happened. Again we came there, and Maharaj said, what about this bathroom? So we said, Maharaj, even 1 inch will not extend. Maharaj said, not 1 inch, 1 centimeter. Then we removed that bathroom only. So we made that bathroom outside. Then this arch you see. So one arch is there inside. So that arch was made by our Nimai Chand Prabhu. So he designed that arch, and we showed Maharaj just like this hall. Then basically after that we decided to make it better decorative, and we thought this hall, and let us make a replica of that. Previously we were like a base classroom, that kind of idea was there. So then we made these arches. So just before going Maharaj, we brought there and showed Maharaj this arch is been made. And then he said, Ki Maharaj, he's a civil engineer, Nimai Chandpur. Maharaj showed he's a civilized engineer. Another, the things Maharaj sees over here is one of the Bhagavatam says, ki Bhagavatam, what is the vision of Mahabhagavat? Mahabhagavat says ki things as a property of Lord. Vishnur Maya idam Pashyan. So the Maya does not affect Mahabhagavat because he sees this Maya is Vishnu's and therefore he uses in the service of Lord. So when we got this flat next to Govinda's, which is right now gift shop, so that flat was acquired and we have not shown the Maharaj. So any property which is acquired, first Maharaj sees that, personally goes there. So that flat was acquired and staff were staying, Govinda's staff. So they sleep in the daytime and completely unclean, and we brought Maharaj. And that time opened the door and they were in gamchas and like that, all in their own positions. And so they got up and they were running here and there, and Maharaj came. So he offered obeisances to the steps first. First step he offered obeisances. That was completely unclean place by our vision. I was thinking there is, even we were careful to put step, and the Maharaj put his practically touched his head to the and he said, this is Krishna's property. Another thing is that Maharaj attention to details. One of the point. Once Maharaj. Yeah. Let me know when you stop. I will stop. Okay. So the one incident I will tell and then stop. Okay. I will tell about the service then. One of our connection is with Maharaj is about service. The service to and particular service of Yatra. In Yatras, right from 2014 or just after BT Vidyapita, I got this service of assisting Dauji Prabhu and building this pandal. So pandal is, every year we build pandal. Any service you do consistently, then you become little bit competent also, little bit attached also, and certainly you become proud also. So knowing unknowingly, because everyone comes, greets, congratulates, like that. So we did this service for years, 5-6 years we did, and we don't realize that we have little bit attachment and pride. But in 2017, Mayapur Yatra, so we don't expect rains, but it rains heavily, and the whole pandal was wet. There was, our lectures, kirtan was happening in a rain. Everything was in rain. It was complete disaster as far as pandal service was concerned. Right? And everyone was looking towards us, and we don't have any solutions. There was so much mud also. We tried our best to clean everything, make the arrangements and all. And it was so tense because everyone was looking at us, asking us, and every eyes was like that. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? So it was completely humiliating and humbling experience. The next year we went to Jagannath Puri. And the Jagannath Puri, then we were already, we began that service with humble attitude and the completely prayerful mood. We are constantly seeing even the forecast, rain forecast. And even after seeing and after doing actually that attitude of prayer and the humility was there. And when this pandal was done, Jagannath Puri, that pandal, there was no columns in between. It was just open. Everyone could see Maharaj. And that actually pleased Maharaj and devotees like anything. We do our regular services, but we feel that service happened in the right consciousness. So there was actually the pleasure of spiritual master. So thank you, Prabhu, for giving this opportunity. And we beg for the mercy of His Holiness Radha Maharaj that we get opportunity to render more and more service at His lotus feet. His Holiness Radha Maharaj ki.
Thank you, Arvind Madhav Prabhu, for introducing us, our structural engineer. we serve in the same department, so I know how Maharaj is particular about each and everything and how he knows each and every corner of this place. So, as he was also explaining, before we develop humility comes humiliation. And that is what the Guru generally does. Makes you humble of your pride, of your arrogance. So, and that what Krishna likes actually. Krishna is said positive, or is full positive. And you also go and you say, I am also positive, Krishna, accept me. It will repel. Positive repels. But when we go in front of Krishna, I am negative. You are full positive. What happens? Attraction. And then that attraction happens when we have a humility. As Vivek Prabhu will make his offering, I request Rishi Pandey Prabhu to be ready.
Hare Krishna. So once I was returning from temple to our base. So earlier I used to come in formals, change my dhoti kurta over here. But over a period of time, Prabhuji told me, no, you can freely go in dhoti kurta. There is no problem. It's our tradition. We should follow. So then I started going in dhoti kurta. So once upon a time, I came across one of my college friend. So I was feeling little awkward. So what has happened? And wo chala gaya. Later on he went. Then I looked at my appearance and I thought, ye accident kab ho gaya mere saath? So I was like in deep thought, ye kaise kya ho gaya? Matlab aisa zaruri nahi tha, main formals mein aaya tha, gaon se aaya tha, engineering college mein, engineer बनना था, पापा का नाम रोशन करना था. ये कैसे क्या हो गया मेरे साथ? मतलब पता नहीं चल रहा था. Then I started wondering, like when I came first time to Shri Radha Gopinath Mandir, it was on Sunday. And then I kept on coming. And fortunately, Radhanath Maharaj was there to give Srimad Bhagavatam class. And he used to give long classes at that time. And Muchkunda pastime was going on. So for quite few months that pastime was going on. And बाद में मुझे 2-3 साल बाद ये जब इंसिडेंट हुआ तब लगा यार मतलब क्यों मैं अटेंड कर रहा था ये भागवतम क्लास. मतलब वो फिलोसफी सुना था, मतलब ऑन द पाथ ऑफ डिवोशन नथिंग इज लॉस्ट इफ यू स्टॉप्ड एट 50 फ्रॉम 50.1 यू स्टार्ट. तो ऐसा लग रहा था मुझे कि मेरा 99 पे रुका था और मैं यहाँ पे 100 कंप्लीट करने आया हूँ. और कभी कभी तो ऐसा लगता था कि मैं डिलीवर करने आया हूँ किसी को. मतलब रियली ऐसा लगता था क्योंकि 3 घंटे का मतलब कुछ भी मतलब श्रीमद् भागवतम का एबीसी भी नहीं पता था मुझे. गांव में कभी सुना नहीं, कभी कुछ सुना नहीं. लेकिन महाराज का लेक्चर्स जो होता था वो एकदम अट्रैक्टिव लगता था. उसमें से अभी याद नहीं है बहुत सारी चीजें, लेकिन अट्रैक्ट कर गया वो मुझे एट दैट टाइम पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम. आई गॉट द आंसर few days back during Vyaspuja offering by Chaitanya Charan Prabhu. So he was having discussion with Radhanath Swami Maharaj. Few devotees tell me like your classes are very intellectual. So what I tried to change myself, but Maharaj, but I could not change. My classes are intellectual. So Maharaj said, you need not change. If you try to be like Gaur Gopal Prabhu, humorous, it won't work. And if Gaur Gopal Prabhu try to be like intellectual like you, that also won't work. But Maharaj said, see, I am a simple boy from Vrindavan. I am neither like Gaur Gopal Prabhu and not intellectual like Chaitanya Charan Prabhu, yourself. But Krishna has empowered me in my heart with a deep concern for devotees. And whatever I speak with that concern, change devotees. They get inspired, they try to transform their lives. So at that point time, I got connection, I got answer. अपना कुछ नहीं है इधर. So whatever is the mercy of Guru Maharaj. So his concern, what as Rasikun Prabhu was making his offering, like Maharaj speaks as if he's on a deathbed. Like Srila Prabhupada tried to write Krishna book, tried to put his most of the effort. So Maharaj gives his all 100% whenever he gives his Srimad Bhagavatam class. So we are here at IYS are beneficiaries of Radhanath Swami Maharaj concern through IYS Yatras, IYS counselors, bases, VTA training and different things. So I pray at the lotus feet of His Holiness Radha Swami Maharaj that I may become object of his deep concern for his devotees. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Vivek Prabhu, for explaining about the concern what Maharaj has for his audience. He has a deep concern. It is said that the good teacher is that person who loves his subject. That is the good teacher. But the best teacher is that person who loves his students. So that best teacher, that is there in Maharaj's personality. He loves his subject or he loves his audiences. And therefore, Krishna inspires from within. And that what actually, when you have a real compassion for someone, then it is not about skill. It is about inspiration coming from Lord. So many times we focus on our skill, we focus on our intelligence, how I speak, how I look. We forget this Krishna factor in our life. And that is what Maharaja's glory is. In all situations, in all circumstances, he sees that connection with Krishna. And every situation, whether it is management, whether it is classes, whether it is simple dealing, he brings that Krishna factor and makes person Krishna conscious. So when we give Krishna conscious, when we give Krishna to someone, and that miracle works actually. And that is what Maharaj's personality is. As Rishi Prabhu makes his offering, I request Uddhav Priya Prabhu to be ready.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for giving opportunity to come and speak in the Vyaspuja of His Holiness Radha Swami Maharaj. I never even thought I'll get this opportunity, but thank you so much. So I'd like to start, I don't have any big philosophy to discuss, but I have a certain experience. And I would like to, with great gratitude, share what I have got. And that is, one in a billion people gets a chance to understand who he is, what he is doing here, and what apparently is the destination. And I had these questions. I was asking these questions to a very qualified engineer from IIT. In fact, he happened to be the first, I guess, I don't understand that, but first standard in the IIT JEE examination, entire India. So, very learned man, and I was asking him, and he told me, I was asking him all these questions, what do you think about life and all that? And he said that, people come to me with problems of mathematics, and people come to me with problems related with science, chemistry, everything. But I, really want to take time off all this. I really want to take time off this entire thing and go out. And then interestingly, he slipped in a conversation. He said that, there is this person. When he was 18 years old, he was an American boy, 18 years old. He left his place. From there, he went to England. He was searching for enlightenment. From there, he went to England to Turkey, Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, and finally he came and settled in Vrindavan. So he said that there is this book called Journey Home. And I was there. So he said, it's a very nice book, you should read it. I came home. Consequently, after a few days, I found out that I already had a journey home in my place. And it was bought by my sibling, and it was there. I did not have the patience to read it. Now, generation today don't have patience. So, but I every day or some days, it kept in the bookshelf. So, we used to get a glimpse of the book cover, where there is a Swami, and he's looking at the beautiful temples of Vrindavan as the person who is looking at the Swami sees the backside of the Swami. So this is what is going on. So I shifted to Mumbai, completely forgot any spiritual inclination, anything, I completely forgot. I came in for an engineering session, engineering college. I didn't want to do engineering, I wanted to do filmmaking. I went into film academies, I started doing it, I got into a pull and push kind of arguments with my parents, and situation became tensed. I was neither doing engineering nor I was doing filmmaking. That happened, and consequently I realized I was wasting my time. And gradually I became more and more frustrated, which was good. And then practically what happened is, in the bout of this frustration, another very grave episode happened, and that was that I had a uncle who basically mentored me since childhood. And you know, when you're angry, you say more than you should. And you know, I just blabbered things, and then after a few days I found out he passed away. And because he used to take decisions, and I blabbered because I blamed him that you took wrong decisions, I had to be in film academy and all that. So, you know, I blabbered and he passed away, and now there was no means to communicate to him back that, you know, I really love you. You know, it was not something I meant. I didn't wish to hurt you. I always, you know, all that thing. So I was a 19-year-old boy in Bombay alone. So what do 19-year-olds in Bombay with such, you know, some episodes in life do? You incline towards drugs, you incline towards alcohol, you incline towards smoking. So one episode I remember distinctly, I got into all this. One episode I remember is a person, you know, he gave me a pipe, and it just, you know, like two streams of rocket going in my lungs, and bam, gone. And I saw myself in a deep dark well, and I thought I won't be able to ever escape this deep dark well of gravity. Never, ever, ever. But I did not give up civilization. I just, you know, at times I attended a few functions. Luckily, one function was the Janmashtami festival in Radha Gopinath Mandir. And I came here. And it was like, because I was a nocturnal animal, I used to go and travel at night, so it was like quite late I reached here. And in Bhagavad Gita, as it says that, you know, a little bit of advancement in this path really saves one from any kind of, you know, even a big kind of trouble that is going to come your way. So, this is the following incidents that happened to me that day. So, this is the incidents I have. I just penned down a piece, okay? I kept gazing at the South Bombay night sky and almost midnight. I didn't want to look down until I found an answer. Why did it happen to me? Is there any hope left? Why life isn't fair to me? Oh God, I don't want to look down at the cost of anything but a miracle. Suddenly I feel a presence. Somebody's there. My mind prompted. Right then I saw the back of a man walking away from me, and he dissolved in night sky. Yes, maybe. That's the hope. Some glimmers of light exposed his hunched constitution. I started walking behind him. That back, it felt like for ages he has had his back towards me, and I was walking behind him. As he treaded his way to an intensely illumined picture of Radha Krishna put up high in a monastery, I kept on following him through a narrow passage to the monastery. As he walked passing to the profusely illuminated Krishna pictures, light showered on him. I now saw him under the lights for the first time. Is it him? I reduced all my thoughts to a simple guess. Yes, it's him. For years, I always saw this man's back on a book cover on a bookshelf, his profusely meditative countenance gazing at the beautiful temples of Vrindavan. And there he was now, walking inside a monastery with his back still towards me. I am not a monk. I cannot go inside the monastery. Should I call him? Should I stop following? I stopped following. Maybe it's not my day-to-day, some other day, lad, I prompted to myself. At least now I know where he lives. Suddenly he stopped. Did he figure I'm watching? I best hope he doesn't think that I'm a thief. His fragile body gradually spun around itself at the glooming Krishna picture, and the face got situated like it was located in that very place for millions of years. And as if a little boy tossed a stone right in the middle of a huge reservoir which was still from a million years, his face broke into the most beautiful smile that was the most ecstatic I have seen any person be. I stood there as all my prayers to the starry night seemed answered. So that person was His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, who I happened to pass by this corridor, and he looked at the Krishna picture, and I happened to see his face, and I won't ever forget that face. That was the most beautiful face I've ever seen in my life. And I looked at him and I said that whatever he's doing. And since I have looked at his face, I have made a resolve that if I am going to do an intoxication, that is going to be the highest intoxication available, and that would be God intoxication. So, thank you so much. I have a prayer to offer to, a two-line prayer to offer to His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. I don't know what I had done to get your beautiful darshan, but one thing is certain, you have taken compassion upon me. You have now defined compassion for me, and wherever I am, I want to distribute that definition of compassion for each and every person I see, and engage in loving devotional service into your shelter. Thank you so much. All glories to Radhanath Swami.
Thank you, Rishi Prabhu, to make us understand. Just like if you take a sugar candy, sugar candy is sweet from all the sides. ऐसे नहीं कि आगे से पीछे से. Similarly, a pure devotee, from you see from front or from behind, he has his impact. On the journey home, Maharaja's only back you see. And see, just seeing the back, someone can get attracted and he starts going back home, back to Godhead. So, I request Uddhav Priya Prabhu to come and give his offering. Meanwhile, I request Prabhu Vishwa Prabhu to be ready.
Hare Krishna. So I'm very grateful and fortunate that I could get some opportunity to serve Maharaj. So since it is a month of book distribution, I just thought to relate one story of Maharaj doing book distribution. So this was in America when there was a bus party and they were going at different places. And Maharaj's nature is he is not very aggressive. He won't just push, take it, not like that. So many devotees, others were saying to Radhanath Maharaj that you are not pushing, I mean, you are not very good. Better you serve, you can do cooking and something else. In that way, you serve in the bus party. So Radhanath Maharaj, who is always very humble, then just there was a river nearby, Mississippi. So as in the bus parties, they have to make their own tent and cooking and everything. So he was doing very humbly and always in the mood that, okay, this river is like Yamuna, this mountain is like Govardhan, I'm just serving for the Lord and wants to make best of the preparation. And as some of you are going for book distribution, the VTS, and they know if there is good prasad, so then there is a good enthusiasm for book distribution. So all the devotees were very happy, enthusiastic, serving, distributing books. Meanwhile, when the Maharaj was not doing the cooking, that time he was praying to Lord and Prabhupada that, Prabhupada, I really want to serve you, how I can do, contribute more better in this book distribution. And then whatever extra prasad used to be there, so he used to go and find some person, talk to him nicely, please him, give him prasad and distribute the books. So in that way, he used to cook extra prasad and distribute to the people, and along with that, book distribution was going on. And then he could perform, he distributed many books more than many others who were aggressively just going forward. So in that way, Maharaj wants to served in the different ways. So one time we were in Prayag, there was a Kumbh Mela. So there were a lot of activities, and then after that, they took Maharaj for a tour that you would like to see. So Maharaj was going many places, many camps and pandals. So then there was one pandal of very big Mayavadi sannyasi. So I will not take names, but he initiated almost like 10,000 Naga Babas and so on during the Kumbh Mela. And it was the biggest pandal of the Kumbh Mela. So Maharaj went and had all the experiences and saw what are the good things and met all those sannyasis, came back. While going to different pandals, then he passed by another pandal, and that was of ISKCON Bangalore. And then there was Chowpatty ji, and then he invited Maharaj, please come Maharaj, and then had a good time there and the pandal there. And after that, as he was returning, one of the devotees said to Maharaj, Maharaj, actually we just went to our enemies' camp. Now Maharaj said that, okay, yes, many enemies are there, which are you talking about? And then after some time he was laughing and then said that, actually Prabhu, really speaking, I don't know which is the enemy. from the core of my heart, I don't understand if there is anyone is enemy only. This concept itself is not there in my understanding. So that way we can understand the heart of the Maharaj, that he would go to everyone's pandal very nicely and make good relationship. As remembering that Maharaj's book is recommended in many Jain and other institutes also, where they study it very scrutinizingly. So one of one person, he inspired many people, and Maharaj had a gave program also in the Dadar. So many students were inspired, and another program, all the students came to Maharaj and to get a signature on journey home. And then they asked Maharaj that, Maharaj, we are reading your book, and we asked our spiritual master, their spiritual leader, that we sometimes feel that Radhanath Maharaj is so nice, we should take his shelter. You are also there, so what is it? I mean, who is bigger or greater? Something like that, the questions they asked. So then that spiritual master answered them that actually there is no difference. I am Radhanath Swami Maharaj and he is me, so we are all same. So there is no difference. You can be just surrendering here, working here, we are all serving together. So then they came to Maharaj and asked that, Maharaj, this is the answer we got. What do you say? That are you and that spiritual master very same? I thought, Abhi to, it's very difficult to answer, because if you say no, so you have a very good friend, and then all these people are following, they are reading the journey home, so everything is going. And if he says that, no, we are same, so then it's again like Mayavadi's principles. So he kept laughing, and he said that as you study and advance, you will understand more. So in that way, he solved the problem there itself. I was very keen to hear what answer is going to come. Then Maharaj is very good in connecting devotees with Krishna consciousness. So he has a very special love for the devotees from US, Europe and other countries. And he has highest love for the devotees who are coming from Iran and Iraq, or some of the countries where Muslim countries are there, where Krishna consciousness practice is very, very difficult. So he gives maximum time and attention to those devotees. So one time there was initiation going on of some Muslim devotees from Iran in the temple hall. And then one lady, she wanted initiation desperately, but then there are many constraints in those countries, so she couldn't come. But always with the phone and everything, she was connected with this group who came for initiation, and they requested that, Maharaj, if you can give initiation online. So then a WhatsApp call was made to that lady in the Iran while initiation process was going on, and in the yagya and everything she was there. At the time when exactly initiation was to be given and she was given some name, the WhatsApp call was not working. And then when the WhatsApp call doesn't work, sometimes it shows reconnecting like that. So then Maharaj saw, oh, it's reconnecting in the mobile. Said that, see, mobile is telling very correctly. Initiations means reconnecting ourselves to the Lord. So it's very perfect what the mobile is saying. We are reconnecting with the Lord. So one last story I would like to share, that when this temple was getting constructed and everything was going new, and Maharaj wanted to set everything nice, as devotees are saying, to make it best home. So that time Vyaspuja Maharaj was there. He also sometimes traveled with Maharaj. So one time they were coming from US to Mumbai, and then they used to always look for the cheapest flight, because we didn't have much money also. So one of the cheapest flight they found, which was from Mumbai, from US to Mumbai, it would reach in 2 days. It will go to 11 airports, different places, pass by, and then finally come to India. That was the cheapest ticket they got. So meanwhile, they had to halt at Hong Kong also in this flight system. So they had almost 5 hours there in the Hong Kong. So Vyaspuja Maharaj was wondering that now we have 5 hours, something we should go out, get some prasad, meet with some devotees and have some good time. And then Radhanath Maharaj was inspiring him, no, actually we are at very good place, we are at Hong Kong. So yes, Maharaj, so we should go to some electronic places, here are very good shops. He was thinking, okay, what is this all about? And then they went, and Maharaj whole time was looking for what is the best speaker and what is the best mic system which is available, so that we can have a very good sound system here in Chowpatty temple. And then he purchased something, and Vyaspuja Maharaj was thinking, my God, the Hong Kong, the whole thing, he's spending whole time and getting something, because he's very sensitive, as other devotees also shared, that the wire and sound systems, they are the veins and arteries of the holy name. So Maharaj was always, he wanted that we should have best sound systems through which the holy name can spread as much as. So I'm very, very grateful. I made many offenses also. So I just ask for forgiveness. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Uddhav Prabhu. Now, Uddhav Prabhu was mentioning that there was one sadhu in Kumbh Mela who initiated so many Naga Babas. That they, I was thinking they were like Himalayan Naga Babas. So he has initiated all urban Naga Babas. So we all are in that category only. Modern hippies, hidden hippies. So thank you, Uddhav Prabhu. Before I call upon Pradyunisha Prabhu, I request Shri Haridas Thakur Prabhu, who is there, is gracing today's occasion. I request him to kindly come upon and give his offering. Actually, if you see here, how is this picture here? Very beautiful. Haribo. So the person behind this picture is Shri Haridas Thakur Prabhu. I request him to kindly. And what aptly he summarized Maharaja's personality. What is that? Trunadapi sunichayna tarorapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. So we have Haridas Thakur Prabhu. Recently Prabhuji had a very beautiful exhibition of Prabhupada's photo, and it has been appreciated all over ISKCON. Prabhuji is working very hard on those pictures, and he himself made this beautiful picture of Srila Radhanath Maharaj. So he is here, he is gracing us today. I request him kindly, Prabhuji, share your words.
Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanati Virandasya Gyananjana Shalaka Chakshurunmilitamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. So it's a great day today. Today we are celebrating His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj Vyaspuja here. So devotees were speaking about the journey home. You know? So what a wonderful book Maharaj has written. And I once a year I try to hear the audio of the same, because it is one thing to read the book, and it is very exciting to hear the audio book, which Maharaj personally has narrated. So with all wonderful sound effects, Maharaj's personal voice, it has a different effect altogether. So I think I heard several times, and of course the entire book is so mesmerizing. And one thing which I personally appreciated and very much affected my own consciousness is that when Maharaj was here in Mumbai, and he didn't know that there is Hare Krishna festival going on of Srila Prabhupada here, but he was just wandering. And then he landed there, and he was called upon, and he went and sat at the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada. And then later on, he understood that there were also book distribution going on. I think there were Krishna books being sold over there. And Maharaj, of course, we know that he was he was a sadhu. He just came from Himalayas, just trying to see what is happening here in Mumbai. And actually he wanted to purchase that book of Srila Prabhupada's, that Krishna book. And he didn't have even a iota of even a paisa. So what he did, we all have read the book. He went on the streets of this city where we are living, begging for paisas. In those days, I know I come from that era, in the sense I have seen 1 paisa, I have seen 2 paisas, I have seen 3 paisas and 5 paisas and 10 paisas. Then 20 paisa was also there. So in those days, Maharaj literally collected 1 paisa, 2 paisa, 3 paisa, and he collected the entire amount, whatever the amount in those days, maybe 30-40 rupees for a book. He actually collected, he went on the streets and begging for some paisas. And then he went over there, went to the pandal, and he gave it to the book distributor.
And then he said that, I want this book, I want to read that book. And Maharaj purchased that book. He would have said, come on, I am a sadhu, where will I have money? So please give me one donation of book. He would have, and some devotees also would have seen him and his genuineness, and they would have also donated one copy. But Maharaj did not do that. He actually went, begged for each paisa and collected money and purchased the book. And devotees were so impressed. Oh, here is a person, he is coming from Himalayas and he is from America and he wants to know about Krishna, and yet he didn't come and directly ask for one donation. He actually went in the streets, begged for the money. He himself said, I just got this money collected and please give me one copy. And they were so much interested, although impressed upon Srila Maharaj's personality and his genuineness. And they actually took him to Srila Prabhupada. And Prabhupada, they told Prabhupada, he is the one sadhu and he actually wanted your book and he didn't have any money. He went and collected, and then now he wants this book. And Prabhupada was so much pleased with Srila Maharaj, and he actually personally handed over the copy of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna book. So this is our His Holiness Radha Maharaj. And he explains in that book, and he also many times he also said that what I got, Hare Krishna mantra, Krishna consciousness, and Srila Prabhupada books and Srila Prabhupada, I had to endeavor so much, I struggled so much, and I had to travel all the way from west to the land of India. And even in India, we all know how much he struggled. And at last he got that book. Krishna consciousness. And you people are staying in India. You are from, most of us, from different holy places. In India, every 50 kilometers afterwards, that you will find a holy place. So that's a land of holy places, and we are so very close to Krishna and Vedic culture. So Maharaj wants us to know that we are so very close to Krishna, and we should actually take advantage of Krishna consciousness. And what Maharaj has done to just get one Krishna book, just we heard now, and those Krishna books are available, and so many people have given us as gift, and we are also trying to gift others this book. This is the book marathon month we are celebrating. So other day I was hearing, yesterday I think I was with Balram Shakti Prabhu. He was saying that there are two kinds of attentive hearing. We all know that we should try to chant Hare Krishna attentively, every word we should hear. And that one way of chanting Hare Krishna attentively is to hear it, every word Hare Krishna. And second thing is to put into action what it means to chant Hare Krishna, that we want to serve Krishna. Okay? So how to serve Krishna? By hearing about Krishna. And how we hear about Krishna, who is the best person from whom we should hear, that is Srila Prabhupada. Okay? So he has given us all these books, and he wants us to read, he wants us to become Krishna conscious, and we have the best opportunities to perfect our lives. And secondly, Prabhuji was telling that this verse is written over there. And one of the Prerna festivals, I think, long back, around 15 years ago, actually Maharaj was very, very sick that day, and he was not scheduled to give class. But then when he heard that students are coming and sitting, actually came out and he gave a wonderful Prerna class. I was sitting there live hearing. And he gave a wonderful class, and after that one devotee asked a question. He said that, Maharaj, you always quote this verse, Dranadapi Sunichena, in your classes. So it is very, very difficult to practice. So how can we practice this verse? Maharaj said, you said this is a difficult one. This is only the third one. There are 8 more. Totally there are 8. Ashlishava Padaratam. That is highest. That you can, if you tell that is not difficult, then I can accept it. It is the third only, and you are telling this only is the your tough, difficult to practice. You need not say that, because ultimately, what Maharaj is trying to say is that we are followers of Lord Chaitanya, and these are the instructions given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we have to practice these instructions. We may find them little difficult, but they are not impossible. Yes, they are difficult, but they are not impossible. और बताइए दुनिया में कौन सा चीज आसान है? Is there anything which is very easy? For anything we have to endeavor very hard. Why not endeavor hard for Krishna consciousness? And we cannot surpass any of these stages and then think that we can practice and progress in Krishna consciousness. So Maharaj time and again he emphasizes this verse, and in his every class we can hear this verse being quoted by him, and he just doesn't quote it, but he personally practices it. And we are his followers, we want to take Diksha from him, and some of us we have already taken. So it is our first and foremost, it should be our goal to actually understand what Maharaj wants from us and try to practice. Because also we hear that Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, our grand spiritual master, whom picture you can see over there, and he used to tell that we Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we also have our Siddha Pranali mantra. What is Siddha Pranali? That is a special mantra which is awarded to those who have perfected their lives. And some immature devotees, they would go to Vrindavan and Govardhan, Radha Kund, and they would try to get this mantra from so-called Babajis. And when Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur heard that these neophytes trying to get that Siddha Pranali, it is so very immature these devotees are. So then ultimately he also said, okay, we also give one Siddha Pranali mantra. You want to hear that? We in Gaudiya Math also we want to award. Anybody, please come and take it. And see, some people went there and then they said that, yes, this is our Siddha Pranali mantra. What is that? So written over there. So what is Siddha Pranali? By practicing, by chanting that mantra, we can actually make our lives perfect. Okay? So that Siddha Pranali mantra is being given by all our acharyas and being repeated by His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. So, and at some point of time we have to realize that we have to understand what he wants from us, and we should be able to follow his instructions, and then we can actually become his followers or his disciples, and that is our perfection of our lives also. And I just would like to speak one incident which happened with me. In early days when I joined my the ashram here, in those days Maharaj personally gave me this service of painting, and then under the instruction of His Holiness Radha Swami, I was trying to paint. I think I painted some of Srila Prabhupada's paintings and Guru Parampara, which you can see over Hanumanji and Garuji over there. So, and Maharaj said one thing, I have not seen your paintings of Srila Prabhupada, so you try to paint, let's see how it comes. And if it comes very nicely, then we'll place it over there. Otherwise, we'll think of, giving it to somebody, we'll give it to, so that you can try to paint once again, and if it comes perfect, then we can place it. Then I was really tensed up, what will happen now? Maharaj wants me to paint this painting, but however, I also did not paint Srila Prabhupada so far. I was also concerned about the quality of the painting, but I tried. And I actually went and saw Maharaj one morning, and he was in his room. Just came out of the room and I met Maharaj. Maharaj, now actually I have painted the body of Srila Prabhupada, his saffron robes. know how to paint his face. So please give me your blessings and prayers so that I can actually paint Srila Prabhupada's face so that I can please you. And Maharaj said, yeah, you have been already blessed by Srila Prabhupada, so just go on painting. He said, then just painted it, and then I show that to Maharaj, and Maharaj was very much pleased. He said, yeah, this is how Prabhupada looked. Perfectly you have painted Srila Prabhupada, he said. And then actually Maharaj was going to go to temple hall. He came from his room, and then Maharaj said, okay, put them near Hanumanji and Garudji, above there, in that place, where you can see. And I placed them, and the Maharaj said, I'll just come and see how they look like. I placed them, and then again I went to Maharaj's room, and then saw Maharaj, please come and have a look. Then actually Maharaj came, and while coming, Maharaj was on the front, and following him was Shamanand Prabhu. I was following Shamanand. All three of us were walking that corridor, and then in the meantime, when we came near to the temple hall, Shamanand Prabhu and Maharaj was saying, they were talking to each other. Then Maharaj said, if it looks nice in the temple hall, then I will reward you with more services. And then immediately there was Shamanand Prabhu. Then he said that yes, you will be given more painting services. And actually when Maharaj went there and he saw the paintings and he liked very much. And then actually what Shamanand Prabhu said, it came true. In the sense, Maharaj had, after that he awarded me with lots of services, and then till date I am trying to continue. And recently, as Prabhuji said, that by his blessings only, I could go to different cities and have such exhibitions. And because this is 125th year of Srila Prabhupada appearance, so this was the plan to make Srila Prabhupada famous. So therefore I painted some paintings, and also I have the plan to go to Mayapur, Bangalore and Calcutta. So I would like to take your blessings and prayers so that we can glorify Srila Prabhupada in India and if possible abroad also. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. His Holiness Radha Swami Maharaj ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Haridas Thakur Prabhu. What is there in Maharaja's heart, Prabhuji has brought that out in his paintings. Maharaja's heart is full of Srila Prabhupada, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Krishna, Radha Krishna. So those things Srila Haridas Thakur Prabhu has brought. Thank you, Prabhuji, to give us darshan of Maharaja's heart through your paintings. I request Gauravilas Prabhu to come forward, and then afterwards Tulsi Vilas Prabhu to be ready, and then Nilesh Prabhu is there. Nilesh Dondle Prabhu, you be here. And also Shashi Prabhu is there. Shashi Prabhu is not there? Okay. Gauravilas Prabhu, kindly make your offering, and then Tulsi Vilas Prabhu can.
Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swami Dinamine. Hare Krishna. So it is a great pleasure to be here today, speaking something of the unlimited glories of the spiritual master. And as the glories of the Lord are unlimited, as it is said that Ananta Shesha is trying to sing the glories of the Lord since the beginning of the creation, and he has not come to an end. So the glories of the Lord are unlimited, and the glories of the representatives of the Lord, the Guru Parampara, the Acharyas, they are also unlimited. So we'll try to speak something, whatever we have seen, we have heard from Maharaj only. We all know that it is such a rare fortune to get a Guru, and still rarer to get a person who is a pure devotee as a Guru, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given instruction, Amar Agya Guru Hoya Tare Desh. He has not given any discrimination. Jab tak pure devotee nahi banega, Guru nahi banega. Anybody can become a pure Guru. But to get a pure devotee as a spiritual master, it is a rare fortune. Just like some time back, one of the Prabhupada disciples, he had come, Harikesh Prabhu, and in Bhagavatam class he was saying that, I can tell with all my conviction that Radhanath Swami is a pure devotee, And he said, none of you can say, but I can say for sure, because I have seen Maharaj, and he is like a very close friend of Maharaj, and Maharaj has really helped him a lot. And one time in one of the South Indian temples, one of the Sri Vaishnava Acharyas, he was also telling one of our devotees that you don't understand who is your spiritual master. He's a pure devotee of the Lord. So it is such a rare fortune to have a person amongst us who is a pure devotee. And of course there are many. But we have seen Maharaj, with such a close, circuit and always moving around. And it is our rare fortune that Maharaj has come. When Maharaj came to India all the way from America, hitchhiking, and when he was on the border of India-Pakistan, he was stopped by that lady. All of us, we know. And then he was pleading, and then she was not allowing him. Then the shift changed, other Punjabi person came. And then Maharaj was pleading him again, please allow me. And he said, someday I'll do something good for the people of your country. And what Maharaj has done, it is extraordinary. He has done everything. He has opened schools, he has opened hospitals, he has started so many food distribution programs, and on top of all this, you may say these are all mundane things, ye to sab log karte hain. But Maharaj, what he has done, he has purified the heart of everyone. Maharaj met Priyanka Gandhi once on an airport, and she was asking Maharaj, Swamiji, what are you doing for the environment? Because she is like environmentalist. So she said, I am trying to, clean the environment. What are you doing? You should do something for the environment. So Maharaj said, you are working to clean the external environment. I am working to clean the internal environment of the people. Because whatever is there inside, that comes out. And that's what Maharaj has done thoroughly. And he has spent his whole life, encouraging people, giving his association, giving so many wonderful classes, hours and hours of class. I remember the first Sunday feast I attended, first ever, जब मैं एकदम JJ में मतलब अभी आना ही शुरू किया है. So my senior said, अरे चल ना तू, Sunday भी 1 घंटे का लेक्चर रहता है, आ जाना. So I came, ठीक है 1 घंटे का. So then I came and sat. 1:30 lecture started. So 1:30 का 2:30. So मैं बोल रहा हूँ अभी ठीक है, अब खत्म होगा अभी. So 2:30 का 3:30 और कोई हिल ही नहीं रहा. Everybody is still शांत. मैं बोला क्या चल रहा है, और वो जो सीनियर मेरे को बुलाया था वो दिख नहीं रहा मेरी तरफ. So मैं सोच रहा हूँ क्या चल रहा है. 3:30 का 4:30, 5:30, 6:30, and Maharaj ended at 6:30. That was the longest, Sunday feast class. Maharaj was speaking about Bhakti Tirth Swami Maharaj and the whole life of Maharaj. So we have seen Maharaj, speaking at such length, and everybody had changed all the postures, Kabhi aisa, kabhi aisa, kabhi aisa, and Maharaj is sitting straight. So that is the example which he has set, and he has done all this by just the power of prayer. One time Maharaj was in a book launch, and the reporter asked, so Swamiji, are you a writer? Maharaj said, no, I am a prayerer. So Maharaj always keeps praying. You ask any of the devotees staying in Govardhan Eco Village, all the brahmacharis, whenever Maharaj takes a walk around, हमको लगता है महाराज आके बोलेंगे, थोड़ा गले लगाएंगे, हम लोग थोड़ा पास जाते हैं. So all the devotees who are working with Maharaj, they run away. अभी महाराज घूम रहे हैं. How Krishna will inspire Maharaj, nobody knows. So Maharaj says, I just pray to Krishna, and whatever Krishna inspires, I just speak that. So that's how Maharaj has built this community based on his prayers. So that is our fortune to see such a person who is so very absorbed, So one time Maharaj was asked, what keeps you so very inspired? So Maharaj said three things: desire to serve, intense sadhana, and regular reading of Srila Prabhupada books. So these three things Maharaj has, taken to his heart. And, regarding this sadhana, Maharaj is a pure devotee. He doesn't have to get up every day Mangalarti, and he doesn't have to be there, for japa, because he's always chanting. One time Maharaj's room lights were off and it was like 7:30. So Brajchandra Prabhu, he was thinking maybe Maharaj had late night, so maybe he was chanting. Maybe he's sleeping, taking rest. So then at 7:30 the door opens and Maharaj tells Brajchandra Prabhu, "Oh, you didn't give me breakfast?" So Brajchandra Prabhu said, "Maharaj, your lights were off, so maybe we thought that you are taking rest because you may be tired." So Maharaj said, "I was chanting." And he said, "That's what I do many times when my lights are off." So Maharaj doesn't need to be in the Mangalarti because he's always chanting, always meditating on the Lord. But just to set a right example, he's there always. Always there for japa, always there for Mangalarti. Even if he is late night, coming from program at 12 o'clock, still he will make sure that he is there in Mangalarti or japa. And regarding the study of books, Uddhav Prabhu was telling some of the pastimes regarding this Vrindavan Bihari temple. So all of you must be knowing the spelling of Vrindavan Vihari. G-E-V, क्या spelling है? Anybody knows? Bihari का क्या spelling है? B-E-H-A-R-I. So कोई सोचेगा नहीं बेहारी क्यों लिखा है यार? So when Vrindavan Vihari deities were installed, so Gaurang Darshan Prabhu and the team of devotees, they went to Maharaj and they asked Maharaj, so how do we pronounce these deities? Vrindavan Bihari or Vihari? Bihari bhi bol sakte hain, Vihari bhi bol sakte hain. So Maharaj said, if you are a Sanskrit scholar, you pronounce it Vihari. And if you are a Braj person, you call it Bihari. And then he told Gaurang Darshan Prabhu, please find out, what is the most suitable word. So Gaurang Darshan Prabhu did a research, folio search, and he found that Bihari word comes more times, B-I-H-A-R-I. So then he went and told Maharaj, Bihari word comes more times in folio. So Maharaj said, as far as I know, this B-E-H-A-R-I, this word comes more in folio. So Gaurang Darshan Prabhu is such a wonderful, powerful scholar. He is like one of the persons who is appointed by GBC now to take care of all the Shastric study things, and he is one of the main persons there. So he had no idea that B-E-H-A-R-I bhi aisa kuch ho sakta hai. And then he did search and he found 31 hits about this word B-E-H-A-R-I. And he was really surprised. Maharaj knows all the details. Although we may be thinking, Maharaj is a pure devotee, but he may not be a scholarly person, right? But he is scholarly also. Another devotee was about to leave ashram, and he was taken to Maharaj. So Maharaj is about to go to his home. So please give your blessings. So Maharaj asked, so where are you from? So he said, Maharaj, I am from Satara. So Maharaj said, oh, Satara, it is a confluence of 3 rivers. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went there. And while he was in South India, and when this devotee heard that, he had never heard ki Mahaprabhu gaye or Maharaj knows all the details. So that's how Maharaj is so very expert in all the Shastras, such a wonderful sadhaka, and desire to serve. So one time one devotee was desire to serve is so much. One devotee was telling Maharaj, please pray for me. I am really going through a difficult phase. Many times हम बोलते हैं ना, प्रभु जी pray करिए मेरे लिए. तो एक devotee Maharaj को बोले, Maharaj pray करिए मेरे लिए. So Maharaj said, okay, I'll pray. So then this devotee again met Maharaj after 3 months. So Maharaj asked, so Prabhu, how are you? So this devotee said, Maharaj, my problem was solved, in 1 month only. Thank you for praying. So Maharaj said, you should have told me. Till today I am praying for you, So that is how Maharaj is concerned about each and every. मतलब हम लोग तो बोलते हैं ठीक है एक बार pray कर दिया ना, you know. But to tell Maharaj anything means it is a very serious thing. Maharaj takes it seriously because he has an intense desire to serve, you know. So by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and all the Acharyas, we have received this wonderful grace, His divine grace in the form of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. So, you know, we may be thinking, इतने यहाँ पे जितने भी IYS बैठे हैं, कितने लोगों को महाराज का पर्सनल संग मिला है. महाराज ने गले लगा के बोला, प्रभु आपके लिए ये इंस्ट्रक्शन है मेरा. Very few or maybe none. So how should we take to this Vyaspuja? अभी क्या अभी ये तो सब बड़े बड़े लोग अपना अपना बोल रहे हैं, interaction. How should I connect to Maharaj? You know, Niranjan Swami Maharaj, he was asked, how many times did you meet Prabhupada? Anyone knows what did he say? He just raised his hand like this, you know. एक बार भी नहीं मिले हम प्रभुपाद से निरंजन स्वामी महाराज. He received initiation through letter. And he is doing such amazing preaching. So it is not just about Vapu association. If you get it, it is amazing. It is fortune. But if you can't get it, you don't have to be sorry, अरे मेरा क्या होगा, मैं तो नहीं मिल रहा है मुझे association. Out of Vapu and Vani association, Vani is always available, you know. As one of the devotees always said in the previous offerings, Maharaj puts 100% in his classes. Actually, Maharaj, he has spoken this many times. Because, you know, अभी आप लोगों को तो association मिला ही नहीं है, तो अभी ठीक है मिलेगा तो एक bonus ही है. But those who are senior devotees, they have spent lots of time with Maharaj, got so much of association. अभी उनको association नहीं मिलता है ना, so then they really hanker. Just like अभी भागवत में चल रहा है ना, all the Pandavas, they hanker for association of Krishna because मिला है ना इतना. हमको मिला ही नहीं है तो association ठीक है मिल गया तो महाराज ने लिया तो it is like a mercy. So they were really, you know, thinking Maharaj का संग अभी कम हो गया है because Maharaj is spending lots of time in the West. So Maharaj, he spoke in one of the ACM, all counselor meetings. He said the same thing. I am putting my 100% in my lectures. If any of you want to take my association, please attend my lectures physically. I put my 100% there. So if, you know, any of us get this opportunity that Maharaj is coming, please take out time and come here. Don't hear on YouTube. Don't hear Rahab recorded lecture sun lenge. It's a different experience to hear, you know, live. So that's how Maharaj has built this community based on hearing and chanting. शुरू में ज़्यादा कुछ projects नहीं थे. All the senior devotees, they have just survived and they are nourished by long katha and long kirtan. So वही महाराज ने दिया है यहाँ पे. And that is what he wants all of us to, you know, take it. That is a legacy which he has given all of us. So therefore we have to be grateful for whatever we have received, you know, from Maharaj. And the wonderful way to reciprocate, also of course we cannot repay back. As Bhagavatam says, if we try to repay whatever we have received, चुका देंगे, ऋण चुका देंगे, नहीं चुका सकते. Anybody who tries, he becomes a joker. He becomes a laughing stock. What we can do is, we can be just grateful for whatever we have received and try to implement in your lives, our lives. Shinvanti, Gayanti, Grinanti. Hear, chant and apply. Taeva Pashyanti Achirena Tavakam Bhava Pravaho Paramam Padambujam. If we do these things, then for sure we will also have darshan of the Supreme Lord personally. So on this day, you know, on this occasion, all of us should have this prayer so that whatever Maharaj has given, whatever instructions he has given, we can at least start applying sincerely. As Haridas Thakur Prabhu was saying that there is one level to hear attentively, other level is to apply in your lives. So Maharaj has given such wonderful association, such hours and hours of katha, and he wants one thing, please take it. Mercy is flowing. We have to just take it. So I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj ki jai.
Thank you, Gaur Vilas Prabhu. We all are playing against a very dangerous opponent. That is Maya. We all are playing because he is praying. And therefore, what he said, that Maharaj said, I am not a writer, but I am a prayer. So, that is the glory of Gurudev, spiritual master. I request Tulsi Vilas Prabhu to be giving his offering. And Shashi Prabhu, he is not there. Then you come forward.
Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimati Radhanath Swamiti Namini Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharni Shashunyadi Pashati. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So I'm grateful that I'm getting some opportunity to speak on Guru Maharaj. So like many devotees are saying about journey home, I was just remembering in my life how I came into interaction or interacted about journey home. So actually everybody, us are also on a journey, on the spiritual journey, and Guru is the architect of our journey. So it is very important that you also take note of how you are journeying through your spiritual life. So when I was studying in college, that time certain devotees used to come there, preach, and they used to say about this book, Journey Home, which is a very wonderful book. A boy from America goes and finds his home in Vrindavan. So I was from Mumbai, but I didn't know anything about Krishna consciousness, Chowpatty. And I was wondering who is that devotee. And they used to often say, like there were many doctors in that. I was studying the pharmacy. And there were many doctors, so they were saying that there's Bhaktivedanta hospital, in the hospital there is kirtans going on, there is prasad, and nice spiritual environment. It's not a temple, it's not a hospital, it's a temple only. So I used to wonder like, what is this place and how it would be. So by the time I was completing my post-graduation, I was wondering what will happen afterwards. I was very anxious because once you have lived a very nice in a very nice spiritual atmosphere, if you go out of it, it could be very difficult. So I was just praying. So that time many devotees used to say, I'm inspired by this spiritual master. So many had many skills, and as per that they had their inclinations to serve a particular Maharaj. And I used to think that I don't have any understanding of these things, and how should I select someone? All these are very stalwart devotees. How am I supposed to select someone to be my spiritual master? I used to think, how am I supposed to select someone to be my spiritual master? I should be humble. So I would pray to Prabhupada that please you only put me in certain way that I can serve my spiritual master, whoever he is supposed to be. So then when I was about to complete my education, then somehow there was a devotee from Mayapur, Janmashtami Prabhu, who was doing teaching in Gurukul, and he was looking after placements. And so he directed me to go to meet Madhavanand Prabhu, who is the director of Bhaktivedanta Hospital. So I didn't know at that time who has created Bhaktivedanta Hospital. So then I came, I got job in Bhaktivedanta Hospital. And then it was wonderful atmosphere there. I could continue my chanting. I could have prasadam, which is a very difficult thing once you come out of college life. When I was studying, many my colleagues used to say that now you are practicing bhakti very nicely, okay, because environment is good here. But once you go out of here, what will happen? How will you practice then? So I used to say that what will happen, I don't know. But now is a good time. Now I can practice. Let me practice. Then let's see what Krishna plans. That future is up to Krishna. So why to worry about future? Let me practice now. And actually somehow Krishna sees our intention, that whether you want to practice nicely or not. So then I ended up coming in Bhaktivedanta Hospital. Then there the manager, who would consider that a manager will come and give you, will ask you about your spiritual chanting, sadhana and everything. So there the director used to ask, okay, my manager used to ask, how is the chanting going? And then he gave me Journey Home book. He said like, you should go and read this. So I was wondering okay, this is very nice. This is a book I had thought about of reading.
And so I used to not get much time, but during the travel in the bus, some devotees said like, reading is such a difficult thing, but when you are reading Journey Home, it becomes so easy, it becomes so nice to read. So I completed in the bus only, I think within some 20 days or something, reading the Journey Home book, and it was just amazing. So while reading the book, I remember one part of it where Maharaj is in Vrindavan and he sees Vrindavan manifesting in front of his eyes. And I was remembering the verse from Bhagavad Gita where Krishna says, Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaniya sattva darshina. The self-realized souls have seen the truth and hence they can initiate you into spiritual life. So that verse I felt, okay, now here is a person who has seen actually the spiritual world, and so let me surrender unto him. Because everything was manifesting as if Bhaktivinoda Hospital was directed by Guru Maharaj. Then this wonderful temple, then the yatras, the wonderful yatras that used to happen in Vrindavan. So one thing about Vrindavan Yatra I remember, I was attending a lecture that Guru Maharaj was giving. And in the lecture he was saying, when you do parikrama of Govardhanji, he becomes pleased, okay, he becomes happy. And when he is pleased, he gives you more service, he gives you service. So I was wondering how just doing parikrama, Govardhan can get happy. I mean, we are actually doing it for our enjoyment when we are going around Govardhan. So I was thinking like how Govardhanji can be pleased because of it. And so next day, there was Govardhan parikrama and I was doing it. And the whole time I was wondering, now, am I pleasing Govardhanji? Am I walking properly? I am taking parikrama properly? And then when the parikrama ended, after that there was Annakut festival. And there were many Maharajas who were coming and service was happening, like there was prasad serving to them. And so somehow I got the chance to serve the Maharaj, Prabhupada disciples. And so I was wondering, like, because in that group it was all devotee children who were serving, and I was like an outsider, didn't have anyone of connection, and I was wondering how I have ended up here to serve. And first dish I got to serve was paneer, and that to Maharaj. And when I was putting paneer to Maharaj, and first instruction Maharaj is giving, give me more. So I was thinking the Annakut is like when Govardhan says, Aniyor, give me more. So then I was serving Maharaj paneer. So all this while I was wondering, like, I didn't deserve any of this service or being here also. But it is Maharaj was giving the lecture, and in lecture he's giving the instructions, and if you are just following those instructions, the mercy manifests. So so it is important, like for me also attending long lectures was very difficult in college days also. And when I came here, like earlier Maharaj used to give very long lectures. Even my time I think it was very short, it was only 3-4 hours. Before that I think it was even longer. So, but I think Maharaj has that power to connect to everyone. And that is why even if we are not so much interested, we get interested into listening it. And we get trapped. So, what I'm trying to say from all this is, Maharaj has created so many things like this beautiful temple, the community, the Bhaktivedanta hospital, the yatras, the congregation, the IYS, the base facilities. All these are like webs woven by Maharaj, and we are like the flies, always wanting to go here and there, getting caught into this, getting trapped into this. So I was like a lost soul, and somehow by mercy of Maharaj and through his disciples, getting the opportunity to still be stuck in this beautiful web. And I pray to Maharaj that somehow I always be in your shelter and keep serving through your disciples. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Tulsilas Prabhu. I request Nilesh Dhondle Prabhu to come forward and give his offering. Now it's 9:05. After this offering, we'll have a Guru Puja, Kirtan, and then we can have Prasadam.
Hare Krishna. Sorry, I'm directly coming from office, so I'm in pant shirt. I'm thankful to Nandulal Prabhuji for giving me this opportunity to attend this special occasion. I pray to Radha Swami Maharaj, Prabhupada ji, Radha Gopinath ji, Gaur Nitai. So I may able to glorify in few words appropriately, which may please all of you. there are many innumerable qualities of Radhanath Swami Maharaj, and any disciple of Maharaj can glorify particular quality hours and hours. So with that prayer, I would like to glorify Maharaj qualities. Maharaj has tremendous faith in the holy name of the Lord, and Maharaj emphasized chanting the holy name of Lord. Maharaj chanting is very different. Different means in a unique way. He chants very intensely, and he's very much absorbed in while chanting the holy name. In giving lectures also, Maharaj at least 3-4 times he says that chant loudly together, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Next one is the Maharaj has faith in the instruction of Srila Prabhupada ji. We come to know that from Journey Home book that before meeting Prabhupada ji, Maharaj went to different yogis, sannyasis, babajis, and Maharaj has had clear idea that until and unless I have a conviction, deep conviction, then only I am going to surrender, and I would like to follow the particular path. And then Maharaj met Srila Prabhupada ji and surrendered his life unto Srila Prabhupada ji. Maharaj, many lectures also he glorifies the Shad Goswami, namely Rup Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami. In many lectures, even if it is Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, or even common lecture also, he touches to Shad Goswami's pastimes. So now I would like to narrate 2 incidents where Maharaj developed faith in the holy name and where he prayed for to get the mercy of holy name. That is 2 incidents are in Journey Home book. जब महाराज जी बरसाना में थे रमेश बाबा जी के साथ में, तब महाराज जी वहां पे लिखते हैं कि जो व्यक्ति जितना ही पॉपुलर और फेमस रहता है, उस व्यक्ति को उतने ही एनिमीज रहते हैं, और उस व्यक्ति को ज्यादातर हेट्स और एनिमीज को मुकाबला सामना करना पड़ता है. वैसे ही रमेश बाबा जी के साथ में हुआ था. वो डीपली और लाउडली चैंटिंग करते थे होली नाम्स की. तो एक दिन एक कमरे में एक गैंग आ जाती है पूरे वेपन्स के साथ में, नाइफ रहती है, गन्स रहते हैं, और दे केम इनटू द रूम ऑफ रमेश बाबा जी एंड दे सेड स्टॉप दिस चैंटिंग होली नेम, अदरवाइज आई विल किल यू राइट नाउ. सो बाबा जी उसको कुछ उनके ऊपर कुछ ध्यान ही नहीं देते. वो जस्ट लाइक देयर इज नो समथिंग हैपनिंग हियर. और कुछ समय के बाद वो गैंग चली जाती है. फिर महाराज जी अपने राधानाथ स्वामी महाराज जी बाबा जी से पूछते हैं कि डोंट यू हैव एनी फियर दैट दे केम एंड दे वर ट्राइंग टू अटैक यू. देन रमेश बाबा जी said that I don't have any fear. I'm chanting the holy name as per the instruction of saintly peoples and as per the instructions of scriptures. So Lord will give me protection. That the conviction I have. The second incident ऐसा होता है कि जब रमेश बाबा जी और महाराज जी एक रात में एक सीमेंट फ्लोर पे सोने वाले थे. उस समय पे रमेश बाबा जी के साइड में 3 फीट स्टिक रहती है. तो महाराज जी एक स्ट्रेंज इसमें पूछते हैं कि आज तक तो कभी आपके पास ऐसा स्टिक नहीं था, लेकिन आज आपने ये स्टिक क्यों रखा है. तो रमेश बाबा जी कहते हैं कि आज मुझे पता चला कि यहाँ पे एक लेपर्ड चीता आया हुआ है और बहुत तो डेंजरस है, और उसने कुछ काउस को और कुछ इंसानों को भी अटैक किया है, उनको घायल किया है. और आज ये खबर आई है कि वो चीता अपने पहाड़ी ये इस माउंटेन पे आया हुआ है, तो इसलिए मैं ये स्टिक रखा हूं. तो महाराज जी पूछते हैं कि स्टिक से क्या होगा, और क्या चीता लेपर्ड चला जाएगा. तो बाबा जी बोलते हैं कि नहीं, ये स्टिक मैं इसके लिए रखा हूं कि आई वांट टू शो टू कृष्णा दैट आई एम डूइंग माय पार्ट एंड रेस्ट इज इन कृष्णाज हैंड. सो महाराज जी उनके कन्विक्शन से फेथ से बहुत मिसमराइज होते हैं और प्रे करते हैं उस रात में कि मुझे भी ऐसी मर्सी और ऐसा फेथ भगवान की होली नाम में और भगवान कृष्ण में मिल जाए. और उस नाइट में वो डीप वेल सोते हैं और कहते हैं महाराज जी की लॉर्ड प्रोटेक्टेड बोथ ऑफ अस. सो आई वुड लाइक टू प्रे दैट मे आई गेट लिटिल मर्सी so that I can develop a little taste in the holy name, Srila Prabhupada ji and our Vaishnava acharyas followed their instructions sincerely. May I get a little bit of faith so that I can be always in the association of devotees like you. Thank you so much. Hari Bol.
Thank you, Nilesh Prabhu, and thank you all of you for your very enthusiastic participation. So, as Gauravilas Prabhu was saying, that just like Ananta Shesh is glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and with his thousands of hoods, he is not able to complete the glories till today. Similarly, the glories of spiritual master or the pure devotee of the Lords are unlimited. No matter how much you glorify, every time and every moment, they go on increasing. So, but we have come together to glorify such personality, and time is up. You all are waiting for another program. So, we are now going to have a Pushpanjali quickly, and then we'll have a Kirtan. So, I request devotees to distribute flowers if there are, and within a minute, we'll complete it.